And hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. We are Hard Knock Dice. My name is Jonesy, your dungeon master for the evening, and these beautiful people around me are your heroes for the evening and my best friends. Today, we continue across Eberron, but before that, just a quick couple of announcements. We are still raising money for International Medical Corps, who is offering some support in Ukraine and that ongoing crisis. So please open your hearts and your wallets to a great cause. I highly encourage you to head on over there and donate. There's a lot of people in need right now. So, with that, Crowley will join us later. That is a second announcement. Thirdly, Brittany, aka Kaushik, still selling awesome stickers and pins on Etsy at Spellbound Art Shop. We will see that link in chat shortly, I assume. But go ahead and spam that link in there. There are awesome stickers and stuff. So, I hate you. I hate you all. The Skype chat is awful. Do not come here. It is a haunted place.
It's unnecessary.
So, we will... Anyways, anybody got anything else? Anything else? Anything at all? It's almost May.
Nope. It is almost May.
It is almost May. All right, wonderful.
It's gonna be May.
We'll be able to look at Monsters of the Multiverse 4 months after it came out in hardcover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, Spelljammer and all that good stuff released as well. Or not released, but announced. So,
Pirates.
last we left off, our heroes travel underneath the holds, traversing the vast mining network of the dwarves towards the eastern coast of Corvair, with the ultimate goal of Scairn, their geographical lead on Ygil and his forces. Their travels were briefly interrupted as a lava worm attacked them at a precarious mining junction, but with just a few singe marks, the party temporarily incapacitated the worm, leaving way for their quick escape. And shortly after, the probable demise of poor drunk Philip. After several hours of travel on the ever-dangerous Landrak mining rails, the party stopped at another junction for rest. Some conversations were had, party members checking in on each other. Kaushik's reoccurring dream gave way to some new context, and Artyom caught Azura up on literally the entire story so far. Artyom and Azura's watch was interrupted by a hungry skunk with odd colorations. After a brief chase and some animal diplomacy, Artyom got the skunk to submit, for now. But not before it shrunk both him and a sleeping Gandalin. And that is where we pick back up. Not just but a few seconds later, after all of this this little skirmish, Gandalin, Gorham, Milo, Kaushik waking up, arising to the sounds of skittering and moving around, and you see a giant rock elemental walking back towards you with a skunk in its hand. Gandalin, you are about 2.5 feet tall.
What is going on? What happened?
The same thing happened to me. I think it might be some of the rations we had. It's only you and me though, so we need to see which ones of the rations that we had together that has caused this shrinking situation.
Fuck, that's an after one in the deception check. Starting off good again this week. Let's go.
Wait, you're so full of shit.
Right. The rations, eh?
Yeah,
What the fuck did you do?
I'll drop my elemental form and be like, hey, well, if I own this guy.
Artyom's like 2'9".
Oh shit! I found this guy. He is trying to steal from us and
a squirrel with about a skunk with about 3 rations in its hands with a highlighter green stripe from nose to tail.
And I thought he was going to spray us with his stink spray. I don't know what it's called, but instead he shot glitter out, which turned us small. You just happened to be in the line of fire. He says he's not sure if it's permanent or not, but if it's permanent, I'm sure we can reverse it.
If it's permanent, I will kill it. Just squint at the fucking skunk.
Hey, I'm not going to lie, he seems like he's a survivor of sorts, not very nice kind of unit for to make sure that he can survive. But I mean, if we have a skunk that can fart on things and shrink it, that could be useful in certain situations. I don't know. Seemed like it could be a pretty good ally.
Not even shrinks us.
Well, I mean, we could face it away from us, you know.
About a minute later, you start to realize that you and your gear start to reform.
Thank God.
Damn.
Okay, good.
I was hoping it would last a little while.
Good morning, folks. One of the dwarves calls out from the junction. Nice to see all of you. You'll be getting on your way then.
Is this your fucking skunk?
Yeah, do you know about these skunks? Or this creature?
I don't know what that is. It's a large rat, as far as I know.
Okay, well, it's definitely not the rat. This is not a very... Nope, not like that.
And Cody from the Skype chat.
I'm about to just kick. No, you know what?
How dare you make me see that with my own eyes?
Usual's gonna appear and he says, "Don't worry, I'm after him," and he points at
Yeah.
Milo. So
You're
if you
next.
will allow me.
He said, I got you for 5 minutes. Playtime.
Everybody just moves out of the way. Like, have at it.
Okay.
Just cursed.
Wow.
Anyways, they
Okay.
curse stuff in the Skype chat. Like, that's
So-
not even appropriate.
But yeah, how long does Speak with Animals last?
An hour? A minute?
While.
10 minutes?
10 minutes. So one of those measurements. It could be anywhere from instantaneous to like 4 hours. Who fucking knows?
Just play it
10
by ear,
minutes,
see what
okay.
10 minutes.
So I'll, like, okay, little Phil, do you have a name or anything like that? Yeah, I understand you're 18. But if you're wanting to come with us, you're going to need a name, and we need to know what else you can do whenever you shoot their magic farts at people.
I do not have a name.
Okay, well, fix that.
It has no name.
And what was the answer to the other question? Because didn't you shoot different kinds of sparkles at me when I was chasing you down into the dirt there?
Skunk shrug.
If we're going to have any type of a good relationship here, you're going to have to trust me some.
I am okay. He goes back to his rations.
I'm a fucking yank the rations out of his fucking hand.
Make an athletics check.
19 plus stuff. 19 plus 4.
4.
23. Oh, okay, nice.
Come on, we can be friends here. I'm just letting you have these rations. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Sharing.
I'll literally scratch his back.
He points his butt towards you again.
God, fucking
I will
damn.
throw you, and you might not survive it.
Make an intimidation check.
What is going on here?
Shit.
Reason with the
Hey,
skunk.
we're going the full Monty. That is a 3 total.
Roll a d6 for me.
God fucking damn it.
Yeah.
Is
3.
anybody else currently in the line of fire of this thing right now?
Skunk didn't really approach the rest of the group as
Good.
RGM shrugged him off. He sat there, so it's just RGM. 3.
Good.
Make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
That is 25, I think.
Okay. You see orange glitter
26.
out of the back of the skunk, and he's gonna run his full movement speed away from you.
Does he have any of the rations?
See if give him a wisdom check to remember. He grabbed one. Taken off.
I was gonna say, is all this really worth a single meal's worth of rations?
It's the principle of the thing. Yeah, fuck this little bastard. He's trying to. I'm a thorn whip him back.
Damn it. Well, his full movement speed is 30 feet, so he's 30 feet away
Warcaster.
from you.
He'd have fucking reactioned him, I think.
Oh,
is what
okay,
it's
okay.
saying.
Gotcha. Yeah, AOP him.
God
Yeah.
fucking damn it. Everybody else is just standing
Uh,
around like,
23 to hit with total damage of 9 magical piercing.
Snatches him right back. Give me a second, because I wrote down the damage y'all did to him last session. Oh god, did I? Yeah, I did. Nope. Oh yeah, no, I did. How much did you do?
It's 9 total.
9 total.
Yep.
And 10 feet back towards you.
Yep.
It's just like scratching in the floor, trying to get away from you. It's gonna keep
Wait.
trying to run.
Yeah, I just want to get the ration away from him. I'm not gonna sit there. and-
Okay, make an athletics check.
Not as good. 16 this time.
Fucking damn it! It holds on to it with a natural 18
Damn it.
as it slips away from you and continues running.
Artie, let it have the fucking ration, you psycho.
Thornwall. No, I'm kidding.
It is gonna run off with the ration, and it goes back down that crevice that you saw it trying to go down originally, burrowing down.
Okay.
Those with strange magics may affect such odd-looking creature.
Yeah, he probably would have been more of a menace than anything anyway.
Yes.
Just look at Gandalf like with an expression like "fuck you, you're a menace."
He's a menace to society. I want pictures of Spider-Man. I want pictures of the Cherno skunk.
You just have a dwarf tapping his boot. I've never seen something so sad in my life.
What is it?
Do you need food? I could probably get you some food.
No,
No.
I can make food. Like food's not the problem. I just was trying to negotiate with this guy, and he or this animal, and he was a fucking asshole about it.
Trying to negotiate with a rat.
It's not a rat. I mean,
Straight rat.
I can talk with animals. It's not a big deal.
A big rat.
I'll talk to his head like I can do all kinds of things. Yeah, it's pretty great,
God
right?
damn it. He falls.
Not again.
God damn.
It's probably best you get out of here.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Sticks it ear towards the tunnel. Ear towards the other tunnel. Should be good. And it helps you flip the carts back onto the roundabout.
All right.
Easy.
Is Milo just gonna fly behind again? 2 per cart and Milo flying behind.
It only worked for so long.
Yeah, we have a time limit on that.
Mhm.
Are we gonna do the back and forth juggle with
Oh.
Archim shapeshifted, or
We can also always do the tensor floating disc. I'll just hang out on there because I can jump back and forth.
Did we
whenever you need
determine?
to recast.
Did we determine whether or not you could get a short rest in the carts last session? That was a no on that, right? Or we
Yeah,
good?
no, you
It,
can.
it
you-
was.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
can't rest while you're shapeshifted.
yeah, you couldn't
have
get a
to be
long
full.
rest because I can only fly like for an hour or two.
Unless we have somebody on the tensor floating disc just vibing behind the carts,
Okay.
Yeah,
and then
Yeah.
we're good.
and it can't be Milo because it will be 10 feet behind Milo.
Right.
So
I mean, I can do the flying thing, or just shapeshift into a small creature. I just need a.
we don't know
an
how
out.
long we're going to be traveling for.
Right. I just need a short rest real quick since I just started doing elemental to chase down a fucking.
You still got one left, right? You can...
Be fine.
Stinky little skunk.
But if we get attacked by something, I'd rather have at least one shapeshift.
That's fine. I think we can just tensor floating disc, and I'll just vibe on the disc, and then literally everybody can sit in the cart. I just have to like hop. I have to hop onto the back. I could actually run as fast as this thing, so not for very long, I suppose. But it'd be very tiring.
Give you about
You said it moves 80 feet around, right? I have
Yeah.
90 foot. I have 90 feet if I'm running in, if I'm dashing.
you're sprinting.
Yeah, just
so-
run in front of
If I'm
us.
doing a dead sprint, yeah,
Oh,
I can
yeah.
fucking I'll hold on to the back whenever Milo needs to recast tensor floating disc, and then I'll just sit on the disc again.
I'll give you 1 minute of that before you start making con saves.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, we can
that's
catch back
fucking-
up. Just give
My
him.
con isn't that great. Fucking, you guys going to? I'm gonna.
So are we doing Tensor's disc and Ganwin just chilling on the Tensor's disc?
Yeah, and I'll just hop on the back whenever he needs to recast it.
Oh,
Sounds
wait,
like we
no,
are.
no. Cody corrected me last time. He can recast
Oh,
it.
he
so
can just
you can-
recast it up under. Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, that's perfect then. Yeah, we'll just do that. Just don't forget.
Yeah. So easy
Fuck.
enough.
Ah,
You all get loaded up. You got one of the stones right there. Dwarf, can I get a little bit of help? Just getting you started. And then when you hit, it takes off. The rest of you hop in. You're sailing down these mining shafts once again.
Milo getting ready to do his tensor's disc. He's like clamping down some diodes, running a wire, and taking 10 minutes to set up the thing that like projects the disc behind it.
In that case, he will push the carts back off the rails for 10 minutes while you cast that. But
It'll last long enough. Yeah, we do that. Get it on there.
nonetheless.
While he's casting up that, I'll go ahead and throw up a telepathic bond on us.
Okay. So all of you, are you including Azur on that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Ah, fuck the new guy. He doesn't get into the.
Feeling that blue man in my brain.
Listen,
He's not in the group chat yet.
Toshik didn't talk to him for an entire watch one time, so I'm just feeling out the group here. I don't know what the group's feelings
Part
are
of
on
the
Azur
hazing
yet.
process. We leave him out of the group chat for a while. That'd be fucked up. Sorry, yeah.
So
And
Azur
then when he
is
finally gets into the group chat, he's like, "Y'all been doing this the whole time? Fuck!"
No.
Not all the time, but a lot of the time, yeah. If you ever see us going to each other, it's probably us talking to each other.
Maybe. Or he might
Gandalf
just
does
be
it the worst. He
crazy.
can't control his face at all. Look at him.
So,
Look at him doing it right now, making expressions.
bunch of fucking weirdos. Fuck it, let's get out of here. Let's go. We have somewhere to be, right? Let's fucking get out of here.
Dwarf helps you get loaded up as you get your tensor disc flowing. You guys start off again. Ganwin riding
Yep.
on a floating disc right behind the party, but it's keeping up.
I'm
Seems
gonna
safe.
say
Yeah, it's safe.
this is vaguely unsettling as there are no sides whatsoever to this thing.
How-
Oh yeah, hold on tight. And drone, keep an eye on the time.
What does that
Keep
mean?
an eye on the time.
What does that mean?
Don't let him
Milo?
forget the
This man's gonna
recasting.
fucking die.
I will set an alarm for 48 minutes.
Oh
Jesus
my.
Christ.
Excellent.
Milo just takes out a book and starts writing.
Does slow fall work on that? If it's like a fucking
If it's this way,
flip it, yeah.
if it's
the slow fall
momentum
works.
based,
Yeah.
you're just falling horizontally. I would think so.
Okay. Sick. Just wanted to make sure. Because otherwise that'd hurt a lot, I feel like.
You hit the ground, start to skip, and then your momentum immediately just fucking stops.
A couple of hours of travel, and you guys eventually start to hit a path that's leading up. These crystals continue on, propelling you forward. And eventually the cavern breaks way to mountains. So you start to make your way through. You have a bunch of confused dwarves as they are pushing carts back and forth, looking
them
at you as you
bro
go
nod.
by.
On the disc. Just. Yep.
and you're
Just
too
imagine.
far gone by the time they can.
I want to like be like surfing on it, just kind of like.
Real quick, Jones.
Yeah.
If we get a short rest during this, I'd like to attune to that belt.
Okay. Yeah, it's easy enough. You just strap on the belt before you get moving. Yeah. Go ahead and add that to your attunement slots.
People get funny.
Do what?
Over there.
So I was just imagining Gandalf, like a lazy pose, just doing the finger twinkles at people.
Do the fucking drop me like one of your French girls thing on the
Yeah,
button
yeah,
on that
exactly.
fucking. How you doing? Gone.
Eventually, you end up at a mining depot where you start to slow down, start to have to press on that front brake, where you see different lifts sorts disappearing down into different parts of the mountain, and several different mining rails disappearing into different mountains themselves, slowing down enough. And you have, by this point, a group of about 30 dwarves, miners, just sort of standing there looking at you.
Yellow.
Hey.
Can we help you?
Yeah, can we borrow your lift? If this is the right place we're supposed to be.
I don't
Yeah.
know who you are or where you're going, so I have no clue.
Well, where are we? Exactly.
We're trying to get to the northern side of Skarn.
Right. That's that way.
Where's he pointing?
Yeah, is that a good? Is he pointing up?
No. You guys are above ground. This is above ground.
okay.
Yeah. They got
shit.
lifts and stuff going down into the ground. You guys came out of a
So
cavern.
we went
Yes.
sick.
Yeah. And he just
Okay.
points off into the direction into like plains and woods.
Oh, awesome.
Okay,
About-
God.
All right, let's get moving then.
Yeah,
2
we gotta go
days or
that way.
so. Right.
2 days.
Appreciate it. Thanks, dude.
I'd take a few minutes and summon Bursty.
About. So that was DM speak for 2 days for you guys. He will actually say about 4 days or so, 5 days maybe at the end of the 5th.
Holy shit. That's really far.
The DM was assuming you guys would wind walk there. So
Ah. I see.
indeed.
DM's making a lot of assumptions.
I am.
Be fast,
I
though.
did.
Is speedy. Okay, yeah. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's you feel free to use these cards or whatever you need them. They're good cards, Slap
They
one
were
of the
their
cards.
cards, weren't they?
These
don't know
are
what they
our
want.
cards.
All right, well, we appreciate you loaning them to us. It's very good.
Also, you might want to start looking out for lava worms. Apparently, that is a new danger in your tunnels.
Well,
Just so you know.
was a lava worm.
It is like a really big worm. It looked like it came out of the lava and looked like it was kind of made of lava.
It's in the name.
So, hence the name lava worm. Not like little ones though, like big enough that it will eat like a big stuff.
It swallowed me and her in just one chunk. So,
Yep.
Go collapse the tunnels that are in the lava pits.
If you know of a dwarf named Philip, he is probably fucking dead.
They hold their pickaxes
Just so
to
you know.
to
Yep.
their heart. Rest in
Rip.
peace, Philip.
Rest in peace, Philip. Anyway, yeah.
They're very blasé about all of this.
Hey.
That's him talking to Kashi.
Yeah, so thanks, I guess. Bye. We're going that way.
You leave 30 dwarves completely bewildered by what they've just seen.
Yep. It's just kind of like in the group chat, just like, we're not telling them our name because I don't think it will be positive association. Let's just leave it. Just leave it alone. It's all about strategy.
Yeah, you guys are just walking away to the direction that he pointed.
I guess.
Okay.
I don't fucking know any better.
Someone roll a D100 for me.
Oh shit! Who wants to roll it?
Can't.
Me?
Oh.
Okay.
Unless it's
That
bad, then never mind.
it's going to be really good or really bad. That's a 98.
It's very bad. It's very, very cold outside.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no.
Why do you make me roll
Oh,
these?
Lord.
It
All
that
right.
means it's hot. It's 98 degrees, right?
Wrong.
Worse.
Fuck.
Can't you
Man.
bitch?
You betch.
Well, if it's that cold, Azur is going to summon up his Drake. Cold this time.
Okay.
Yeah, we want that cold resistance.
You bitch.
Oh, it gives us cold resistance?
It gives him cold
Me
resistance.
I'm
Sorry.
gonna button up my jacket real good, all the
You're like-
way to the neck.
That first brisk wind hits Milo, and he just kind of like takes his gator neck, pulls it up, and then shuts his faceplate.
Yeah, it's very cold. Holy crap.
I fucking hate the tier.
So you guys are shivering. The snow is deep here as you're trudging through these woods. This will take much longer than 4 or 5 days on foot. However,
Yep.
you are under the open sky and out in the woods. So
So
Yeah, let's definitely just try to take this as we can just fly for a period of time. It'll be easier
The
not-
wind thing.
Right, it'll be easier when we're not in a cave. Okay.
Feel it.
Yeah, it should be fine. You don't worry.
Lots more open space.
I'll go ahead and do the same procedure as telepathic bonding, casting that to refresh it to its maximum duration, and then going ahead and casting wind walk to get us going.
okay.
Okay.
You guys will be fine as long as you do not take to the skies too high. If you do that, you may be lost amongst the snow, one or
Dear
several
God.
of you. So you think
Okay,
it would be
alright.
best to follow each other on the ground. So as you do though, shivering
Twinkie
for
boots.
the 20 minutes it takes, or the 10 minutes that it takes for the bond, and then the other minute for windwalk, or is that getting back out of windwalk? Doesn't matter. Some amount of minutes in the cold. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, yeah, it's 1 minute.
It's a 1 minute cast.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Okay. So 1 minute cast. You take off, heading to the north. You go through trees for quite some time, and eventually you have the ocean to your right. I don't know if all of you have seen the ocean before. Some of you may not. I don't know.
We flew over it.
Do what?
We flew over it in the airship.
The Thunder Sea for sure. But as you go, guys, go through, you have the ocean off to your right, and you're flying north, unaccosted. You are a cloud in the wind. There's nothing going on. 8 hours later, you have to land. Still very cold outside, and the day has mostly gone by at this point. However, just so you guys know, it's going to take about 2 days of travel to get there. This first night is on you guys. If there is anything that you would like to do, you will reach Scairn tomorrow night.
Okay. I'll definitely make a hut for us to get bundled up inside of.
Freeze to death.
Yeah, don't wanna be too exposed to the elements.
Yeah, absolutely.
After the camp's all set up, Milo's gonna call over Gandalf.
Sup?
Gandalf,
Yeah. What's up? What's
come here.
up?
I know we were discussing your knowledge of weaponry previously, but I
Uh-huh.
need to expand on that. Here, hold this.
He's gonna hand you the bolter.
So I have a gun now. Is that what I've been handed a gun?
Briefly. And
You say briefly.
what's the environment around the camp like, DM?
Like I said, you've largely exited the woods. You have snowy plains. You still have mountains off in the distance to your west, and on the east you have ocean. Further out, you still further out, it's just pretty much frozen for the most part. And then in front of you, by a few miles, you have another heavy wood coming up. But sparse trees here.
Forest trees? Alright.
Yeah.
Any large rocks or just the sparse trees to break up the snow?
Yeah, easy enough to find a large rock.
Good. Milo will go and like burn a mark on it to set it up. And he's going to try and get Gandalin to spend some time using the bolter just to make little adjustments.
Like, oh no, the shoulder piece needs to be adjusted. It doesn't seem to support well from this position. How would you generally hold a crossbow?
Just stuff like that for a couple hours, making little design changes and such.
Sure. I will assist with that, I suppose. It's a weird looking crossbow, that's all I'm saying. There's no arms on it. Or the arms that fire the bolt.
You see, the bolts that it's firing are actually just steel rods. It uses a magnetic propulsion from these little magical things right here. You see this?
And he's gonna point at a component.
This pulls the metal along the rail on top, and that's what gives it the oomph that the arms usually do. And you see this barrel here on the bottom is where the fire comes out when we use those. That cartridges for that are loaded here on this.
He's gonna like point to the little bolt that racks open and basically talk Gandolin's ear off
I'm
the
just
entire time.
Slowly wilting. I'm just like...
Yeah,
Milo doesn't notice.
Tinnitus just building in your ears until that's all you can hear, Gandalf.
Eyes glaze over, like, all 9 yards.
Milo
Are you guys doing this inside the dome?
No, like outside near one of
Okay.
the rocks or something.
Oh god, and I'm cold.
Bam!
Oh, god damn. Jesus Christ.
Milo also doesn't notice that you're cold.
It's fucking cold. It's cold as shit. Yep. Sure, I'll help Milo with his studies and zone out whenever he starts talking about things for too long.
Surely.
Which will be frequently.
Oh god. My intelligence is getting lower. Getting more stupid.
Eventually, your feet
That's
just
Not possible.
get numb.
Yeah, you say it's not possible. I have 8 numbers that say otherwise. 8 increments that disagree.
When did Gandalin lose the ability to speak?
Around
Unnecessary.
3.
Unnecessary. Oh god. I assume we're still keeping watches. Because we're out in the cold, hell-blasted wilderness that is wherever the fuck we are.
Yeah, that would have just been for like a couple hours before we started the watch rotation or whatever.
Yeah, this is earlier in the day. This is just when the sun started, like starting to set. So you guys have
Right.
plenty of time before everybody's bedding down. Is there anything else anybody would like to do?
Yes, I would like to commune with nature.
Okay.
Good idea.
Not so much in the area behind us, but kind of more focused in the area that we'll probably be. Well, I guess probably in an area around us, just while we're taking our rest, that's will likely blast off in the morning. Make sure, and I'll be looking for powerful celestials, fays, fiends, elementals, or undead.
Okay.
The influence from other planes of existence, and I think I can kind of see where bodies of water is. So
Yeah,
Oh,
yes,
man.
you can see
Can you?
you can see a prevalent body of water to your right.
What about the other ones?
and the last one would be if there are any buildings nearby.
Okay. Yeah, within 3 miles.
Yeah, 3 miles.
So here, you let's see. So we're gonna do powerful celestials, fey fiends, or elementals, or undead.
Hmm?
You don't get anything for that one. Nothing powerful enough to show up on your spell, at least right now.
Perfect.
As far as buildings go, not really. You seem to be out in the backcountry right now.
Ooh, even better.
You do detect an influence from another plane of existence.
Do I know like a direction that might be?
Around you, generally.
Oh, just this whole area is sort of steeped in an influence from another plane.
Seems like it.
I don't know if that tells me if, like what plane it might be, or give me like a general feeling of what plane it is.
Give me just a d20 plus your wisdom. I don't think it does,
D20.
but why not? That's fun.
It's one end of the scale or the other, so that's a 19 plus 5, 24.
Jim, as you're sort of sitting there and you feel this influence from another plane, my assumption is your mind probably goes to the worst immediately in thinking Zoriat, but it's not. It's not aberrational in nature, but you commune with nature and then your soul gets cold itself. It seems like there might be some sort of overlap, or at least in near proximity to the plane in this area, to the plane of Risia, the plane of ice.
All right. There really isn't too much dangers or buildings anywhere in the close area around us, guys. But I feel like this place might be, maybe near manifest zone to the ice plane. So don't expect it to get like warmer at any point during this drift, probably.
Also,
we
let's
just-
not wander into that on accident.
We
Right.
just
yeah.
love manifest zones.
I don't know if it's a manifest zone or some sort of thing. I'm just. That's what I feel like is in the area, like a influence or something from that.
Gotcha.
Could have been a failed mage experiment from 100 years ago, for all I know.
That makes sense.
Let's keep out for weird creatures that might have been from that plane just in case.
I didn't detect any elemental stuff from that plane, but
Ah, okay. That's
hopefully it won't mess with us in their sleep.
Before we get everything started, can I make a send a text message to Arish real
Absolutely.
quick? Thanks. Let's whip out the crystal phone. Whatever.
Okay.
And I'm just going to say, how did everything go with Lydia and her family? Did you manage to get everyone on the airship? Question mark.
Someone make a noise for me.
Oh,
Miss Koshik, unfortunately, no. I have tried to persuade Neela. She thinks that she is safer not here. I am not given up. I have followed them to Rote and continue to try to persuade them daily. I am also keeping a watch. I think that's probably 25 words. Sorry, I was going to keep going, but that's probably it.
Eric's looking like a stalker.
I didn't take Neela for a dunce. I am going to send another message to Arish. You got cut off. Go ahead. That's it. So he can respond.
Which doesn't count as a word.
It's a sentiment. It's a feeling.
While I'm here on Gandalwin's request, I also look for more help. Assistance in this matter, I think, is necessary. I will do my best.
He's gonna kidnap them. He's gonna hire some thugs and we're going to kidnap people. Oh god.
I am going to... What time is it?
Sun's getting dark, or it's getting dark right now.
Okay, I'm going to send a message to Neela.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, Neela, I implore you to listen to Arish. Your move was funded by a very dangerous person. You are not safe there. Please.
Okay. Kosik. Your friend did tell me and attempt to persuade me on board. I think this is best for me and my family.
In what world? I'm gonna beat her up, Jones. I'm gonna beat her up. I'm gonna take her kid. It's my daughter now.
He said, I almost killed an NPC before. I will kill an NPC this time.
I am just gonna leave that there.
Give me a persuasion check at disadvantage, Kosik.
Okay. Starting off strong. First roll's a 9. Second roll's a 1. Let's go.
Okay.
So that'll be a total of
8.
8.
Don't worry. I didn't roll well for Erish either. I rolled a natural 2 on my persuasion check. So, someone make a noise for me.
Oh!
Appreciate you. Someone make
Oh,
another noise.
again.
Okay.
That's how I heard it. What the fuck?
All right.
Getting worse.
Anything else for the night?
Yeah. As everyone starts, I guess, eating rations or something like that, and all of that's kind of over and done with, I will eventually head over to Kashik and just sort of slide that old crystal ball over towards her. Going to need all the intel we can get. We're growing closer and closer. You know the man, I don't.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know if this is gonna work. The last time I tried, it seemed like he'd put up some kind of defense, but I can give it a shot. Also, I talked to Erish, and he wasn't able to get Neela and Lydia and the family onto
What?
the airship.
Did they get attacked or in danger?
Was he not here for this? Did he not?
I don't know if you speak out loud when you send those messages or not.
No, but we discussed it as a group.
Oh, did
I
we?
can't
During
remember.
the originally, not this go around. Like when we were first, when.
No. I
Eric
mean,
was-
like, I was saying that as in, like, he wasn't able to do that. Was there a danger that threatened their ability to have them escape is how I meant.
Oh, okay. I thought you were confused as to why he was trying to get him onto the ship. Okay, gotcha. No. Neela, just for some reason, it's incredibly difficult to convince that this is a good idea. You'd think she'd listen to us after all that we've done to help her and Lydia, but apparently this is what she feels is best for her and her family, and so she won't
Going,
have any logic.
being corralled into an area with the person that tried to turn her daughter into a power crystal. Yeah, it's a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
She's about as smart as her husband, it seems like. Well,
Don't know what to do about it.
it's a pickle.
I tried speaking to her myself, and she wouldn't listen to me either.
What? I don't understand, though. Like, why would she do that?
I have no idea.
I mean, just utter confusion.
Yes.
Does she not understand that the person that's taking them there is the person responsible for all of this stuff?
honestly, I don't know what she understands at this point. I don't know everything that Erish told her, but I told her that she was in mortal danger, and she did not respond appropriately, in my opinion. Same.
Okay. That's a different. That's a problem I didn't think we would have. Fuck.
Erish is keeping an eye on them, and he said he'd keep trying, but I don't know what kind of avail.
Oh, so they haven't left yet?
He followed them to, I can't remember the name of the city.
Wrote.
He followed them to Rote.
So he's gone to the capital of Bree with a airship that is very much known to be ours and is now hovering around a family that we are trying to protect in obscurity.
Things are not going well.
Shit.
Is this conversation happening inside the dome?
Yeah, I
Which
can't
is
leave the dome,
relatively
so
small.
it has to. Yeah.
Okay. It's kinda,
So I assume other people will hear that
Yeah.
unless you're still outside shooting guns.
I think at this point, I'd say I would assume that we're back in here by this juncture. It may be that I don't know. It's a little weird, but at the same time, if they are being pretty publicly moved there by House Orion, if all of a sudden all these people just up and disappeared, it would be a little. That's kind of hard to cover up even for a powerful house.
People are disappearing from almost
Yes, but
every
they're
city.
disappearing as individuals. Why
You say
would
that,
he
but who-
why would he
who-
move them into a city that's a lot more in the public eye if he had the intent of just disappearing them anyway? Why not just disappear them from this random ass village out in the woods? I'm just saying I don't think they're necessarily in immediate danger. And Erish may very well be if he is staying around there. And if he takes them, they may then be in immediate danger because they're now in the middle of our shit.
Right.
I just can't think. I've thought about it a good bit. I can't think of any good reason for him to move them somewhere if he was about to do them harm anyway. It is easier to keep under the rug, so to speak, when they're out in the fuck ass middle of nowhere, as
Right.
opposed to in the middle of a city.
I don't know. I mean, if you can't convince her to leave and she's just going to stay there, it's drawing more danger to them with the Irish being there than anything, I would say. Just, I guess, if she can't be convinced, we can't force her all the way out here, so.
So you want me to tell Erish to leave?
Unless you have a better idea, I think it's going to draw more attention to them, and it will not.
Fourth level sending.
Okay.
And that gives me 5 extra, is that right?
We'll call it double. Why not?
Good
Oh
God.
shit,
hell
that's a
yeah.
lot of extra words.
Time to write an epilogue. Erish, the party agrees that it's best you go ahead and leave with the ship. Neela doesn't seem to be easily swayed, and it will probably put everyone in more danger with you being there so conspicuously. Send.
Okay. Someone make a noise for me.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right. Couple of seconds go by. I'll move at your discretion. My assumption is I will be in danger no matter where we are. But if the party agrees, then I am as well. In agreement. And we'll move along.
Can I send him a thumbs up emoji for free?
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I think the way we said we were going to do that wasn't like double words. It was that you get an additional response for every level you upcast it.
Oh, fuck.
So.
And you just spent your whole response for an emoji.
If you would like to say more, you're more than welcome to.
I don't want to say anything else.
Okay.
Kashik's kind of fed up with the situation. Wants to give Neela a good old pop pop.
Okay.
Gandalf too.
How dare I talk good sense?
That's not what you do, Gandalf. Who are you?
Good.
What have you done with
Gotta do
Gandalf?
Okay.
And I guess I'm gonna take the crystal ball. I'm gonna spin another spell slot. Let's fucking go.
All right.
Try to scry on that bitch.
Which one?
Eberron.
That bitch.
Yadrill.
Okay.
The world.
If it matters, if you don't remember all this stuff, he gets a minus 9 total, yeah.
I know you.
You look
I
deep into the
told
crystal
you.
wall. You find snow on the other side of the ground as you peer through it. And this spell finds nothing.
Yeah.
Non-detection. What
Yeah.
dick.
I'll team it's not working.
It's okay. I mean, it's still worth it to try, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll take the crystal ball back.
Tucking it in, I'm not giving it back. I'm just kidding, I'm giving it back. No. Mine.
We don't have anything from oh shit, my player character's having a brain fart of Yidrill's lapdog. That was the
Aelin.
Aelin, that's it. We don't have any personal objects of Aelin, do we?
Should have kept his hand.
Got one of his fingers.
Oh,
Just chopped it off. That's if Gorm had an axe instead of a hammer. He's fucking, and then we'd have had the hand a little desiccated.
It does
stuck
now, and we're not gonna make that mistake again.
like that.
sure. I'll give Scrying on Aelin a go with a, I guess that's a +0.
Okay.
Why not? What's the roll? Oh, okay, yeah, it's their saving throw. That's right.
This is extra. Aelin one hand.
Natural 16 on the dice. Plus some bonuses. What's your DC?
17.
17. You find your spell connects and you reach out. Your as your line of sight is pulled over these trees and the canopy that you're under, and then just fades.
Yeah, I wasn't able to try and target Aelin either, so oh well. I guess it's how it goes sometimes. We can always try again tomorrow. We get a pretty big journey ahead of us.
We should
well.
be in Scared at the end of tomorrow, yes?
Right. And then we have to actually find where all of this is happening in.
Yeah, well, this is our jumping off point of we knew they were doing stuff around there, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I'm gonna blow a sending spell just to call Yadrill a bitch.
Do you?
feel like that's,
Oh, I
that's
want
buying.
to
I'm gonna say that's
Right.
buying trouble right there.
It's not a good idea, but I want to do it so bad.
No one is stopping you.
I'm stopping me.
It's very mature of you.
Bold strategy, Cotton.
Okay.
I call him a bitch while I'm holding his heart still beating in my hand.
All right, so let's get all of our information put together. We know that they're somewhere in northern Scairn,
Scairn is a town in the north.
or somewhere in. Okay.
Somewhere
So
around Scairn is when we talked to that seeker, all the way back in Sharn. There had been rumors and things coming from Scairn and that like surrounding area
Okay.
of Yggdrasil and Emerald Claw activity.
So we're going to go to Scairn and start asking questions about everything then.
Oh yeah.
All right, we'll have to make sure to stick together. We don't know how much influence Yggdrasil might have in this place. I mean,
Right.
So, has anybody ever been to Scairn? I don't know how big of a place this is.
I have not, no.
All right.
Have I read about Scairn?
You guys have rolled history checks on Scairn before. The highest one was Crowley at the time, and he told y'all that it was a small fishing village. Yeah, and not very miraculous or well known for anything.
Not of academic interest to Milo. Got it.
Right. He also knew that it was a popular point for traveling to the rest of the islands and the principalities.
So odds are good that they may have started causing trouble around there and then used as a jumping off point to start bebopping around the principalities.
And there's also the chance that he might be on one of the other islands.
Right.
And that this is his base point for the mainland.
Right.
I will point out that he was all the way in the holds and then left again. He could be just about anywhere.
Right, but if he has some kind of home base or operating point or whatever these terms would be, it might be on one of the islands if this is his touching base point for the mainland.
Have we rolled stuff to see what people know about the principalities? I feel like we have, but I'm not quite sure.
Not really.
Does anybody know like how good are the odds that maybe the ruling class of the principalities would be like in cahoots with him or like more willing to work with him?
Give me history checks. I'll give Kaushik one with
Okay.
advantage.
Thank you.
I see no way I would possibly know anything about this place.
It's next door neighbors to to
I suppose.
Garnath.
Yeah, no, that's a 3.
17.
17. Okay.
I rolled one and got a 5.
Okay. With 17, Kaushik, what you would know about the ruling class of the principalities is that they are this is a confederation of princes. So there are alliances, a lot of which you don't know the details or in and outs of, but there are alliances, there are feuding, but I mean, ultimately they are pirates that have a hold. They do have a ruling leader, but that is the person with a 17. I'm just going to say, you know that that's kind of just the person that says they're in charge and can at least back that up.
I will share that information with the squadron.
Okay, so they are pirates.
Welcome, Crowley.
Essentially, yes.
I feel like the odds are pretty good that at least some are willing to work with him or at least house him for money. Odds are pretty good.
Probably.
Someone make a noise.
Oh!
Thanks.
Well, he may not be a charmer. If he has access to any amount of wealth, then that may be more than enough to make up for the lack.
This does imply he might have a working relationship with
Yes.
the locals.
Or at the very least, they may be giving him a place to hide away while he does his work.
Right. Either knowingly or unknowingly.
Right.
He doesn't exactly approach everything from the front.
Yeah. It may be just a, hey, I need somewhere to put my stuff, and I want to pay you to guard me and give me a place.
If I'm being honest, the motivation might not be money. It might just be fear.
Or, yes, he may have threatened them into subservience. It is entirely possible. To service. But
If that is the case, though, that seems like something we should find out. If they have been manhandled into an alliance, they might look favorably upon anyone who could end that relationship. I imagine people such as them wouldn't appreciate being strong-armed, so...
as long as we can convince them that he won't turn around and just get them murdered. Yeah.
Well, right, yes. Probably more subtle assistance at best is what we can hope for, but all of it hinges upon it being that kind of relationship in the first place.
So.
If it is willing or deceptive, we have less ground to stand on, and we would still need to walk softly around them.
I mean, if they, at the very least, I mean, he's a pretty unique-looking individual, as far as I'm aware.
I would imagine he could adjust that. I think several of us here can.
Sure.
And he has shown capabilities beyond our individual capabilities.
He is also extraordinarily arrogant.
That is also true.
So, if he does it some of the time, sure. Especially if he's going out and about. But if he's,
Ian,
at home.
have I ever seen him do this type of magic?
What kind of magic is that?
Not shape-shifting per se, but like changing his identity.
Yeah, like illusory stuff to
Yeah.
not look like himself.
You have seen Yidril do a plethora of things. You think that would be
What's that
well within his wheelhouse.
Okay.
So, while he may do it, in some places he might not necessarily do it at all. Everybody makes mistakes eventually.
Real quick, the only two people that have ever seen what Yidril looks like are Gorham and Kaushik, right?
In our party, at least. Yeah.
Right. Well, Melgrim did briefly, at least.
Melgrim probably it was
That's
the
fucked up.
most familiar with him after Kaushik.
I don't like the things that you're
Yeah,
saying.
oh
there.
my God. There's a lot of antagonism going on in here. Like
I
that.
don't like those words you're saying.
I'm just saying, from like a amount of time spent looking at the man, I only saw him for a brief second.
True sight.
Kaushik, do you have any ability to summon his likeness so that we can all be familiar with what we're looking for?
I think maybe. Give me 1 second. Let me check something.
This is why Misty Visions is a phenomenal more like invocation.
I can
It looks like
I
the-
can with prestidigitation create a non-magical trinket or an illusory image that can fit into my hand. So could I make a tiny Yidril in my
buddy.
hand?
It will be the most crude of images. Otherwise, minor illusion would have no point.
Alternatively, could I get with our resident sketch artist Gandalin and describe
Yes, you will.
Yidril to him?
Yeah.
I work for the KPD.
And we can tweak the picture until I feel like it is an accurate representation of
Sure.
Yidril.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
IKPD, International Corvair Police Department. We're like Corvair Interpol. Like,
Milo, can we borrow a pen and some paper?
It's like side eyes Gandalin
I
for
have
the
paper.
shortest of seconds.
I will karate chop you.
Like it's just a brief little.
I suppose.
Thank you, thank you. And then I'm just gonna kind of shove it at Gandalf once he hands it to me and be like, let's get to work.
Okay. It's
And
gonna
I will-
take probably a little over an hour to do this. Can I get
Yeah, nothing else going on.
a wisdom check with advantage? And
From me?
wait, yep, from you. And then wait on your roll. Gandalf will decide based off that roll.
Okay.
18.
Oh,
18. Okay.
Yeah, hold on.
Total?
Wait. Plus
Oh,
wisdom
5.
is 5, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
It's 23. Is that good math? Yeah.
Yeah. Very much.
Mm-hmm.
So the great description. Go ahead and roll a artistry check.
I have like
Painter's
artisan's
tools. Yeah, artisan's tools
You better
check.
not fuck this up,
It's just gonna be a
Gandalf.
straight roll.
Straight roll.
Since Milo is nearby and like we'll
Wrong with
provide him with implements, giving him a flash of genius bonus.
So getting this with a plus 13. That's not bad.
Can I give him guidance too?
You can. Sure.
Okay, so I'm also getting a 1d4. There's a lot going on here. All right.
I'm guiding him. I'm like, oh no, you gotta
Oh,
erase
God.
this part. Erase this part. No, yeah. No, his eyes are a little more large than that. Come on.
Okay, well that's a 13 on the dice. So the plus 9, bring it up to 22. With a plus 2 on the d4, bring it to a 23. With a plus 4 from Flash Genius, bring it up to a 27.
Here, no, it's called an eraser.
What the fuck? Eraser.
22
What
plus
are you-
2 is
what
not
are you at?
23.
What are you, a
Said you
coward?
got that
or
wrong
24, so
here.
28. My bad.
That Gandalf math.
Ganowin takes in this information. It's almost like it travels straight from his ears down to his fingertips as coming to life on a page. Portrait of Yudril.
And when Kashik sees it, she kind of like shudders, like full body shudder. Yeah, that's him.
Well, yeah, well, oh my gosh, that's very well done. I
Pat,
guess.
pat on the back.
Milo's looking at the
Pull his hair.
go Milo's looking at the illustration, just a look of satisfaction. He's like,
I should market artist materials.
Crowley, do you think you could make yourself look like the man in this picture here, just from a small image?
No, I would have to be physically near him.
Oh,
The image does not do me any good.
With some preparation, I probably could.
oh really?
Could the hat
Yes.
of disguise be used?
Well, no offense, Milo, but you look kind of. I don't think you have like same kind of air of presence in some cases that Crowley is able to pull off.
There is a
This, I
Can't-
was thinking maybe if we had Crowley disguise himself as Yidril and dress himself maybe as Yidril, we could just follow him around and see how maybe some people reacted to him. If this is a small village, like if there's a person at the docks that goes, "Oh shit, it's that guy," I'm like, "Oh, that's the person we need to talk to."
A correction, Artyom. I could do the illusion. I could not do the more physical variant of the illusion. The one when you are draped around my shoulders.
Oh right, yeah, that's all we need.
Yeah.
Just maybe see if it catches anyone's eyes.
the
DM, quick question.
We could do that.
This sketch that was drawn, was this just like a facial portrait, or did this include like the fucking bone armor that is attached to him?
My assumption was like a shoulder up sort of thing. That was my first impression of what y'all were doing.
Okay.
But if you would like to describe would that sort of roll on a wisdom check? If you were describing his armor, you would have seen that.
Okay.
You would have not seen anything else that I described when he was in the room with Melgrim.
Right. Well, I say that because having been a part of the Garnathi military, like I know of like bone knights and their like weird bone armor, and if we started discussing like somebody disguising themselves as them, I'm like, that might be like an important detail. Like pull it up on like a separate sheet and like whatever the bone armor looks like. So it's kind of hard to hide that if you're not trying to hide it. Like you don't outside of like magical disguise, it kind of stands out.
Is this bone armor stuff going to make him more recognizable?
Yeah,
Great. Then yeah, we should definitely have it. And the whole idea is for
Have you
him to
seen
be
anybody
recognized.
else? Have you seen anybody else with that kind of shit
There,
on?
there are some halfling tribes that wore dinosaur bones as armor, but no, not like that.
Oh, this is different.
This is like stuck to you. It doesn't come off.
It doesn't come off.
It does not come off. It is part of the, the rituals or whatever. It gets attached to them.
How pleasant.
Oh, so that's like that stuff's
Yep.
in him?
Oh, I guess I don't know exactly how it works, but once you become a bone knight, you don't stop. You don't
Okay.
quit. What? What's so
Take
fucking
it to
funny,
the
RTM?
take it to the Skype chat. Can't take it to the Skype chat.
Yes. So I mean, so we could if we can have we could pretty easily could observe reactions, see if anybody recognizes him. Hopefully, he was not talking to these people under like any kind of weird guise.
It's worth a shot just to see.
It also, there also, if there's anybody who's out and about who's been like told to keep an eye out, there's probably people who've been told to keep an eye out for Koshik.
Sure.
There may be
It's
some
probably people that have been told to keep an eye out for all of us.
Right.
right,
I
but
don't think
he wants to kill the rest of us. He wants you. He wants to capture you. He wants to bring you back into the fold.
We should
Right.
work on either disguises or illusory magic for as many of us as possible then, so that we can operate with at least a little more impunity.
Right. We could also possibly capture somebody if it looks like they're trying to follow Koshik around.
I mean, yeah, sure, of course. We can
could-
try
we
and
could-
disguise ourselves, but that's I mean, we're a pretty weird group, so we have to have a
You
I
could
don't know
yourself.
how many times do you have like a group of 6 or 7 people just come in as a party? Hello, and they're not that part of some particular caravan or merchant group or something like that.
If I'm being honest, this entire plan feels like we're just walking into the lion's den. I don't see a way that we can do this safely at all.
I think safe is a very relative term.
Right.
I think this was more of a risk management exercise,
Mitigating as much risk as possible.
We-
We still
whatever
will,
that word means. Yeah.
still will be limiting some threats at least.
We can
We
try to ask questions around town, through the first day or night or so, and maybe the next day we try to do the usual disguise if we haven't found any leads by that time. But if we have the ability to do so, we might be able to catch someone unawares. Then I feel like that. It's a shot in the dark.
All right. That's not the
Well, right.
Koshik, Ganon,
So-
and Milo, can I get perception checks from the 3 of you, please?
Yeah. Shit.
Yes. Will I be getting anything from my drone or no?
No, this is more of a you thing.
Gotcha.
23.
23 also.
Less than that.
Okay.
Squad.
15.
Koshik and Ganon went about the same time as you guys are talking about this. Sort of thinking, you'll look out towards the night sky, which is pretty clear. There are 2 additional blood moons in the sky,
Fuck me.
and the 4 that you ever realized have persisted.
So there are now 6.
There are now 6 in total.
Okay. How long has it been since since we last checked? Because when we last were checking, we were in Moonwatch still. I'm here. Few days.
You noticed when you were leaving Zara Shock, not when you were in Moonwatch.
When we were leaving, when we were leaving
was-
Moonwatch, there were 4.
Right.
So right when we were first leaving, so we had about a week of trial. So it's been about 2 weeks, ish. All told.
A little bit
because
less
the-
than that, I think, about a week and a half, but close.
Because there was the week 2 Moonwatch. We were Moonwatch for about a day. Went to the holds. We were in the holds for 2 or 3 days.
3.
3 days, so 4 days. we were down in those tunnels, we took at least one long rest there. So 3, 4. Yeah, so this is day 5, so not quite 2 weeks. Okay.
Did you say Milo did or did not notice?
What'd you roll?
15.
15. Say after a few minutes, after you sort of catch Gandalf and Koshik looking at the sky.
So I really think that we should probably get that illusory magic oh shit.
Yeah, that sounds good. More blood moons. We're now up to 6.
Kashik?
TM, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You remember that big old wall of text you sent me on Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
Does that have to do with this?
Nothing that you saw in that book has to do with the moons.
Okay, I was just making sure. I couldn't remember specifically. Okay, thank you.
Well, it seems like we need to get things going pretty quickly then. If this is going to have to do with some type of ritual with the moons, maybe those sort of rituals need to be like in the clear, open, elevated space, perhaps? I don't know. Like in the same type of manner that you would have like an observatory, like up on a hill to, I don't know.
I don't know. I can't imagine it to be underground.
Right.
There's that, at least. Because we have no idea how many blood moons that may be the timer. I know I've probably asked this question a bunch.
You know that there are 12 moons.
Yeah. Okay, we know there are 12.
And half of them are now blood moons, correct?
Half of them are now blood moons.
And visible.
Invisible, yeah. Oh yeah, 'cause all the moons aren't visible.
Yeah, they're not. So if it is taking less than 2 weeks, less than the week per moon to become visible, we have probably like around a month before whatever's going to happen is going to happen, assuming he needs all of them.
I think you're making the assumption that you can see the other moons that might be blood moons.
I would assume that maybe they at least need to be visible, even if they're not already.
How many moons are in the sky that are not blood moons?
You currently see 2 more in addition, so there are 8 visible moons tonight.
So, as far as we know, he could have up to 10 blood moons right now, unless I'm missing something. I'm not really familiar with this kind of stuff.
DM, have they, since we've seen them become blood moons, have they remained visible?
You wouldn't know, because you spent the past couple of days underground.
While we were above ground, like
while you're above ground in Moonwatch, give me a raw wisdom check real quick.
Really good. I got this. 5.
5.
A mighty 5, yeah.
For the most part, you think so, but you're not entirely sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I guess it's possible. So, anywhere between about a month to 2 weeks, little under.
All right, well, I feel like we should probably err on the side of worst case scenario.
Probably.
So, try and get this handled in what, 10, 12 days?
Best as possible.
Yeah, as fast as possible. So, okay, so...
We're also assuming he needs all 12.
Assuming we're not doing the disguise as usual to see if someone seems put off in particular by him while walking around the docks or maybe other places of influence in the city, or I don't even know how big this place is. Aside from that, what are going to be our other angles of finding out information about him? I don't really assume that going around and asking the taverns about, a bone knight is going to be very lucrative.
Well, they may not very well know what a bone knight is. From what I recall, when the seeker told us he was up here, I mean, they may not mind talking about him. He was trying to like rile them up. He's trying to get people to start like causing problems on their own.
Furthermore, go ahead.
No, continue. I had nothing to add.
Oh, if we find anyone of import, we could spy on them.
Right.
we have both the ability to send automatons, your pet, or either Crowley or Gandalwin, who I can augment with magics to conceal them.
I mean, I can make us all pretty sneaky though, with the staff almost indefinitely, but
Well, if they're going to be inside rummaging
don't-
through
yeah.
drawers and such, I would
Yeah.
imagine making them unable to be seen entirely would be preferable.
oh yeah, 100%.
Azur, does any of this fall in your wheelhouse by any chance?
A bit. I am pretty decent at investigating and being stealthy about it.
How good is decent?
Fairly good.
I find that answer vague and unconvincing. Let's
Are you an expert at sneaking? Would you say?
let's step. Why don't you? We're gonna step out of the dome, and I want you to try to hide from me.
Sure. Let's go.
Hide and seek. 1, 2, 3.
We're just going out into the trees and rocks around you, trying to hide.
Into the
yes.
freezing as fuck cold, which I guess he's okay with as long as his mount's out.
Yeah. And he's going to cast Pass Without Trace on himself.
Okay.
Yeah. Do.
You guys aren't in the mines anymore. I just heard someone mining.
Ding,
Just change that up a little
ding.
bit.
They're mining the pearls out of a giant clam. Ding.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. Note to self.
For
Clam
a
miners.
33 total. Stealth.
Sick. I fuck with it. Just gonna sit there, just kind of glance around. I'm just going kind of off of like pure passive. So basically, if he beats my passive, I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. Sick. All right, okay, I'm just going back in the dome. It's cold as shit out there.
All right, so how did it do?
It did real good. Sneaky
Oh,
little
nice.
bastard.
Okay.
You'd think being bright blue might throw him off, but no, it's fine. It was A-okay. All right, okay, cool. So we have plenty of those who can sneak well. So if we could find out,
Koshik, how thorough of an individual is Yidril? If he had to have resources for whatever he's planning, do you feel like he'd have them all set to go weeks in advance?
How thorough of an individual is Yidril? I think when it comes to a matter such as this, absolutely. Unless the DM says otherwise and I need to roll for it.
No, you've already rolled and you've given a history of Yidril to
Right, okay,
Milo
yeah.
and Gandalwin. Yidril was a marshal in the Karnathi army.
Yeah.
If that gives you any idea of his leadership and planning.
Yeah.
So probably not getting any last minute magical items shipped to the dock to be transferred to wherever at this point, I would imagine. Okay.
where's that?
I, do
You
I?
can see the Amazon
looking
drone
at,
fly by.
like, there's peeking at the packing slip, like.
We will leave.
I just
We will leave as soon as my Uber Eats gets here. Okay.
I just considered burning all the ducks to the ground to make sure he couldn't complete what he was doing.
I get the feeling that might not stop him.
Burning ducks, you say?
Interesting.
Why are you so enthusiastic about that?
It just sounds like a potentially sound strategy.
I don't know, but
if his strategy involves shipping large quantities of goods and he no longer had easy access to a naval unloading point, then yes.
That's assuming that. There's a lot of assumptions going on here.
Well, yes, we would need to find out more first.
Right. I mean, if there is sabotage we can do, absolutely.
And that would only really be an issue if he was probably somewhere nearby here. But, I mean, as far as we know, he could be on an island 100 miles away, right?
Right.
So
If he has, and especially if he has any of the members of the principalities and his employer like at his service or what the fuck ever, then I feel like they probably have a lot of boats.
right.
But so we'll ask some questions. I mean, it may be worthwhile to pose as like some of his lackeys or something, because depending on how successful he was in getting these people, convincing these people to like rise up against the man or what the fuck ever, they may be like really like into his group. They may be like, oh yeah, we fucking love you guys. You convinced us to break the chains that hold us to who the fuck ever's in charge of Scairn. I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
I don't know. I just a thought. Any other ideas? We got any more like spitball kinda?
Yeah, but we're going to need some type of information or method of getting the information. Unless we just walk in there and everyone's having a grand hydro parade or something like that, it's going to be pretty rough on us.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Should probably figure out their disposition.
He does seem to be a little bit more subtle, at least during his planning phase. Although, with the history we have figured out, I imagine once he decides to pull the lever on whatever it is his plan is, it'll be a bit flashier. Bit more direct.
All right. Well, I don't really know what to do here. Crowley, how do you go about finding someone's network of contacts in a city?
Normally, I would start with my own contacts, of which I have.
Okay. Do you have any in Scotland?
Yes.
Oh, well, amazing. Let's start with that then. That would be the best situation. Okay, so at least we have a firm, solid angle of approach. And if you have a contact, then they probably have some information about the city as a whole that can give us a sort of a starting off point, I guess.
Could assist us in identifying important individuals, at least, that we need to look into.
Persons of interest, I understand. I will preface by saying I have not made contact with this contact before. So
specifically, we have determined this is a fishing village. Correct, DM? So this isn't like this. Odds are this isn't going to be a giant place.
Right.
There's probably not going to be a ton of places to look. This is probably pretty relatively open and shut. It's about making sure that we don't have a ton of ground to cover. It's covering it in depth, I suppose.
Right.
Any rumors or the like would be something at least. So.
Does anybody remember any names having to do with Scairn? I'm getting a tingling feeling in the back of my head that we may know somebody who's here. I don't know why.
Not off the top of my head, I don't think. A lot of our planning is going to have to depend on what we find when we get there, but one thing we can plan for is what do we do? How do we react if there is open hostility from either Idril's goons, the town people, or all of the gods forbid Idril himself right there?
Wait, what? One more time, sorry.
He was saying to make a the one thing y'all can plan for is what to do if y'all are attacked by
Oh yeah.
Idril's lackeys or Idril.
Oh yes. I mean, if they're lackeys, then presumably we'll need to A, defend ourselves, B, maybe try to capture some of them not dead, preferably.
Do we attempt to remain in the city, though, or do we fall back?
Village.
Village.
This is small place, so I mean,
Town.
if we get immediately assaulted, I mean, I guess it depends on how much resistance they put up. If they immediately attack us, so they know like we're not able to. We have to get some kind of information, so it depends on how hard they're hitting. If they're like how much resistance we are facing.
But if we find ourselves in a dangerous situation, I think we should identify a fallback point that we can defend at.
You mean like now?
Before
Looks
we
at
get to
map,
like outside of the town.
there is not shit out there. There is woods. and the
Woods can be a
ocean.
fallback point, rocky
Sure.
outcrops, something defensible. You're the soldier.
I mean, we can find a
I was
place
not the
that we can
commander
have
of the
as
band.
yeah, we can find a place that we can use as
Yes.
like a rally point or something if you want.
Sure.
But
Yeah, it's easy enough to do. Hopefully, we will not have to reach that point because if it is that bad, then we're probably not going to be able to get very much information.
It would also be a wise position for someone to fall back to if they become separated and it's too dangerous to rejoin.
Right.
I just feel like pre-planning these could help save us some heartache later if things
What-
get hairy.
let's go ahead and get that situation cleared. If you're by yourself, you'll need to be getting back with the rest of the party. Period. We should never be splitting up.
Yeah, nobody should be by themselves.
If, for example,
Right.
whoever goes in concealed to rummage drawers or spy on someone gets separated and for whatever reason is unable to rejoin, or if we get scattered in a large conflict, having an identified place to fall back to. I mean, hopefully it won't be an issue. Hopefully not an issue, but
Right.
just an extra precaution. We can't afford to be reckless anymore. Things are getting very, very intense.
Yes. Based off of the details granted by our map that you got there, Crowley, I don't know if we can identify such a place. We might have to do it on our way in.
Right.
There's not the
Well, we
details
have-
of like rocky outcroppings and shit.
Right. I
It's
was
not detailed
saying
enough.
we should more keep an eye out.
Sure.
Something a few hours from the town.
I don't know if a few hours is a good idea.
Well, if
This
we're
needs
no
to be
longer
a relatively quick rally point. We need like maybe farther out, maybe do both, but
far
a, few,
enough
a
out
lot
that
a lot can happen in a few hours of travel.
a lot can happen in a few hours of travel, but if we find the town actively hostile towards us, we need to be far enough away that they're not going to simply walk out and attack our
Yes.
position.
I'd say yeah, so a few hours out perhaps as an overall rally point if we have to leave the village entirely, but for somewhere where if people are separated or we may need to regroup, initially should be somewhere closer.
Right.
Too
No
much
problem
can
with that.
happen over a few hours away from the town.
To
Not to
multiple
mention,
fallback
for that
points.
and not to mention some of us move a lot different paces than others.
So
Okay, so one further out and then one right outside of the town.
sure. Yes. Okay. Easy enough to do.
We'll mark them once we know them.
Sure.
Right. Should be very easy to do this.
What's the plan? Oh, go ahead.
But regardless, if this is just a village and it's not maybe grown into a town since the last time these maps were made, I don't think we'll have too much trouble unless this village is all powerful warriors or spellcasters.
I hope these are not a bunch of fishermen who are that crazy powerful.
I would be more concerned about if Idril had placed someone not villagers in there ready for just such a follow-up.
Kashik is going to interrupt the conversation because she just had a revelation. It just popped into her brain. Seeker Katya.
Seeker Katya.
Why?
Do you not remember?
Nope.
From Skan.
Oh, yes. There, we have at least 2 names now. Seeker Katya plus Crowley's contact. Or contacts.
He says, looking over at Crowley.
No expression.
Right.
Okay.
One other thing before we get closer, because it's something that can clearly happen at any time now. If we find ourselves faced with Idril himself, what's the plan?
If you
Who's
find
doing
yourself
what?
faced with Yggdrasil while we're in town,
Fucking dip.
All of us, if
All
we
of
are
us.
attacked, yes. Who's doing what? I feel like chaos is not the answer there. Something a bit more structured.
Right.
if
I
we
think
come
that-
across, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, if we come into town and we see Yggdrasil going to get the fucking bagel, we'll probably end up burning that entire city block to the ground.
He fucks a bagel.
But who's doing what?
Everyone's
You can
killing.
transform. You get big and difficult to kill. I have a range of things I can do, though I'm not the most destructive in our little group.
Oh,
Bro.
Azur, he's asking what you can do as far as killing Yggdrasil, because he's not sure yet.
I mean, partly, yes.
Very simply, Milo, I understand from the magics we studied that he is a powerful spellcaster, and from Kaushik's own word of mouth. I will be preoccupied trying to stop most of his spells from being cast, if possible.
Excellent, yes. I can assist with healing anyone who is getting too injured in the fighting. If my drone gets to someone who's been knocked down, he can help you up. I've loaded him with a number of syringes. Each syringe has a concoction of adrenal fluid as well as an elixir that will help to mend wounds, but they're not particularly powerful. It'll get you up, but it's not gonna completely repair you.
I would probably cast some sort of a powerful spell and then shift into something to not die quite as quickly, and maybe attempt to keep Yggdrasil in place so that he can't move by traditional means. But I imagine he probably has some magics that are a little similar to Goron's ability to zip around, and Crowley's ability to zip around.
Looks over at Goran.
And I imagine you will be trying to turn him into pudding as rapidly as possible. You're good at that.
Gross.
Indeed. If I
it-
see Idril, I will try to kill him.
let everyone do their role. I can help keep him in place, or at least make him less able to retaliate against Gorim. But if my armor becomes too damaged, I will have to fall back.
Sure.
Any other input? Anyone?
And part of the problem is we won't know if he's alone or not. That changes the dynamics a lot.
It does. So if we find ourselves with multiple targets, who's focusing on Idril himself and who's moving after I can't remember his name.
Aelin.
Aelin.
That one, yes. Or whatever other goons he may have.
If he has other people with him, I'll try to summon a bunch of beasts to obscure their vision or keep them busy while we try to get Yggdrasil and delete him from this planet.
Deleting him from this plane sounds good.
No, yeah, sure.
I believe he said planet.
Oh,
Same.
Same
Same
thing.
thing.
Same thing.
yeah.
Close
whatever.
enough. Same difference.
But great.
Gestures at Goran.
Pudding.
Right.
Delicious pudding.
That's gross.
Hey, blood pudding.
You are nasty.
Hey, it's a thing.
Cannibalism. Jazz hands.
It's not cannibalism if you eat an elf.
Say, Ein and Elf.
I.
I feel like all humanoids fall into like it's
Patricide.
kind of cannibalism.
And if someone in the battle is looking very bad, like they might be about to pass out or keel over, just, give me a holler and I will turn you into a T-Rex. And it should give you a nice little bit of a boost to keep on jogging through the situation.
I
That is
haven't
the
been a
large
T-Rex
bipedal.
yet.
That's the large bipedal reptile you turn into sometimes, and Crowley as well.
Yeah, well, mine's not really made up of a bunch of spirit things, but yeah. Correct.
Koshik, if you're needing to be transformed into the T-Rex, things probably are not going very well. Just
Nah.
I want to be the T-Rex this time.
Being a T-Rex is a kind of a measure of last resort, because when you get transformed in that manner, you kind of become as durable as a T-Rex, and you're not quite dying as quickly.
On the topic of last resort, I wanted to say to you all, and I know that you're not going to like it, but if it comes down to it and your lives are on the line, I will be leaving with Yidril.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's make
we'll
sure.
put the pin in that, so to speak.
If
It's a big if.
If I do have to get anyone up with the stimulant elixir, do you think you could patch them up a little bit more, Kaushik?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I can do. It's what I do best.
Right. Just don't be seeing red too much.
No.
All of the guiding
bolts. I'll leave that to Gorb.
All right.
Okay. Anything else for tonight?
Swordtooth Titan, not T-Rex.
Right, Swordtooth, right.
Yeah, a
Like
theropod,
these-
I believe.
Like these right here on my pack. Big.
I want to be the Swordtooth Titan this time.
God.
You cannot cast spells in that, just so you're aware.
No, you cannot.
You
I
cannot
won't
do
need
anything.
to. I can just eat him.
The
I
rest
will
of us might need you if you don't cast spell.
Yeah, that's
We'll
the
get
issue.
good.
I will clarify one more thing. Aside from the start of the fight, I can probably give you the normal advantages as usual. But aside from that, once things get hectic, don't expect as much from me. I'll be focused on his spellcasting once again to reiterate.
I feel like that is very valid.
That is an excellent use of your time and resources, and I support that entirely.
Yeah, and especially if he has other people with him, if you can do the flashy color thing that makes people just stare off into space, like they don't remember what's going on, that could be useful as well.
I
Hypnotic
actually
in nature, it seems
took a
like.
lot of notes when
You're pretty
he
bad.
did it, and I can also reproduce such a thing if necessary.
Shit.
It's
That's
amazing.
why he's a genius.
A cannon of, hey, look at this! Boom!
Look at this one. Look at that one. Oh,
Look
no.
how colorful that is. Woo!
Yeah.
All right, that's even
Explosion
better.
of souls. It has begun.
All right.
Whew. All right.
Does anyone have any like control bones abilities? Like maybe we could just rip that armor out of his body and cause him to bleed all over the place? I don't
Control
know.
what?
Bones?
It's horrifying. I hope not.
You know, you don't have to teach me that spell, or at least tell me I
Terrible.
can get it. I'll take it. I'll go research that one.
Well, I had,
Oh,
I
Your
had
soul
this.
bender.
I've got this ability that I've used before to like heat up someone's armor so that it hurts to wear. I didn't know if there's something you could do for like maybe hides or bones or something like that.
Heat up their bones. That sounds
Heat their
awful.
bones.
Heat bones. That
Heat-
sounds like a terrible, terrible fate.
You can use your
I
action to
absolutely
take-
hate that as a
He's
concept.
deserving of it.
That's awful.
you-
But think
you
of
just-
it as a therapeutic.
I guess
heat muscle.
that would be like really, really bad arthritis. I don't know.
Hold on, I'm checking D&D Beyond and the home.
Wouldn't that just be? Wouldn't that just be a decay for arthritis, or how about cast gout?
Inflict gout.
It's called a
Heat
microwave
bones.
because you're heating them from the inside out.
Oh.
There are
Yeah.
no spells called heat bones in D&D Beyond for some
Yeah,
reason.
there I have it. It's called
For
Wall
some
Punch.
reason.
Tragic.
Well, one last thing is, while Crowley can completely shut down some of the spells that he casts, if something does slip through and it has lasting effects, I may be able to disassemble the magics, but again, no promises.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, in theory, I mean, we're not going to be going into this town without the psychic link, right? So if ever we see things that are going poorly, we can call them out and maybe try to keep up a sort of stream of consciousness sort of chatter through the mental link, so we know, like, hey, well, if all of a sudden
I am alive. I am alive. I am alive. I am dead. I am.
Oh no.
if Gandalf just stops thinking no shit, and goes, yes, must kill Artyom, that probably the Gandalf might have some sort of mind control on him, something like that.
Is that how that spell works?
I don't know. I've
That
never.
That was kind of like how it was in Zoriat when the barriers were like all the way down, but I don't think that's how it normally works. I feel like I usually have to like actively think at you.
Well, let's all try to keep things. Let's all try to keep things active while in the middle of a fight with you.
I will make no guarantees. That's a lot of focus.
Just to make sure we don't get outmaneuvered too easily while we're in town, I'll keep my more natural-looking automaton flying around and hopefully give us some kinds of heads up.
Look at the bird.
Which one is the more natural looking
Clicks
one?
and whirs.
The clockwork kestrel.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought that's the one you were talking about.
Yeah, that's like side eyes.
The
Cosmo
one held
Blackbird.
aloft with jet engines.
It's fucking.
Yeah.
It's reflecting the firelight, like very much like it's made of metal. Like,
Eye
Sure,
spirals
yeah.
down, like an iris opening. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, totally normal.
it's like fucking. It's like the pigeons.
Well, if it's high enough
Our
up, it'll just be
government
a
drones,
bird
man.
shape.
Right. Hopefully.
Sure.
I mean, again, yeah. Sounds
I
good to
got
me.
nothing. Sounds good to me. Got
All right.
any ideas, Azor? Any thoughts, comments, concerns? You look very You look like you're thinking a lot over there.
That is a lot y'all are discussing.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But
Sure.
he'll just kind of slap his crossbow. This thing has yet to fail me, so
Yeah, and you like him because of that. You can be like nice and far away, so he won't just like fucking I don't know whatever it does. Like he won't heat up your bones probably.
yeah.
When we
Perhaps I
first
can
came.
train. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, you continue what you're saying. I just
Right. Perhaps I can try and stay out of some of his spells range.
That's probably a good idea. Yeah, it's advised.
Right. I was going to ask when we first saw you, you were flying, right? So you can fly.
Levitate. I can levitate.
What's the fucking difference?
I can fly.
You're in the
It's
air.
the same
That's
way
flying.
that I can levitate, but I can't fly.
You
Okay.
can.
When did
You've
this
seen it.
happen?
What do you mean?
Yes.
The lads, you've seen it.
I haven't seen you fly.
That was more floating than flying. You were just kind of.
It's
like-
not
you
flying,
like-
it's levitating.
You floated the bucks. That is not the same as you flying. It's different.
You've seen me do it
Different
myself.
attire. When?
Wait, when did this happen?
When did? I do not recall.
John, pick me up here.
I don't
Don't
recall.
look at me.
I don't recall this ever happening.
I have bailed you out one time this session.
During the church fight with the
was
other. Oh fuck!
I was unconscious.
Oh fuck! I know that because I brought you both back. Okay, never mind.
I got fucking lasered. I got pew pew. Either that or I was in the process of getting shanked by a
Don't
dude in an illusion.
How tall is this dome?
It's 10 feet, right? 10 feet tall.
Yeah, never mind. I was gonna do it real quick, but
You can still
Goes
do it.
up to the-
I'm gonna bonk my head on.
No. You can pass through it freely.
Okay.
It might.
Yeah.
You might raise
Get
your head
cold.
up into snow that's accumulated on the top of the stone if it's
Oh!
snowing at all.
Well,
So you
that's
just
gonna
like
That'd be pretty funny. Like a little snow gopher.
Reverse
can-
was it swirly?
Consider it for a second, and then I'm like, I'll show you later.
I don't believe you.
You'll see later.
I
You
feel
don't
like
have
if
to
you could fly, you would have done it by now.
I can't fly. I can levitate.
What is the difference?
Right, we're coming back to the question. So, what is the difference between flying and levitating?
Flying,
Yep.
you just can zip around. Levitate, you go up and down, and cannot.
So you can only fly.
So you
Up
can
and down.
float.
Uh,
You
can't
can only
actually-
Yes,
fly
float,
up and down. You
essentially.
cannot fly like side to side. Okay, so it's like limited flight. It's kind of
Okay,
like flying.
Sure, exactly.
But-
Limited.
but
flight.
Sure.
You have a little.
Perfect.
You have a Drake with you. Can that Drake? Can you make one with wings, or can you make him fly you around, or how does it work?
It does have wings, doesn't it?
He does have wings. He is not yet big enough for me to fly while mounted on him.
Right.
I do believe he will grow though.
I mean,
Things
if
usually
you-
do.
Could you like? Can he move you around while you're levitating? Could you just kind of like do like what do you call the little
Fucking headbutts you.
the dog sled? Make a dog sled out of your. You just kind of pulls you along while you're floating.
I'm not sure about that. Maybe.
Okay, I get to be honest. I've only heard that people
Feels
get
like
pulled by dogs. I've
This
never
feels
heard
like a
people-
loophole.
I don't know how. It's all confused. If you can fly up and down, why not just fly left and right too? It just doesn't make sense. to
I
me.
also have this question.
Magic is very weird. I don't know the
Yes,
spell.
magic
Maybe
is very.
I could understand it better otherwise. So
So limited
Make-
flying. Gotcha.
maybe you can like only
kind of
push
fly.
up.
You can, like kind of fly, but kind of not. Is it really? I don't know. It's weird.
Do you?
Is there something pulling on you up and down? Is that what it is? It is like from the sky that it pulls you up and lowers you back down, and that is why it is only up and down. I mean,
it's
that
fine.
makes sense
It'll
to
be
me.
okay.
You'll get used to the questions eventually, so he's not very bright.
What?
I can tell. It's all right though. It's sort of charming.
It's all right.
It's endearing. It's like a puppy. All right.
'Kay.
Well, good planning session, guys. We got this shit on luck.
You guys.
So we're going to get to town, ask people questions, and
Correct.
now we know that if we see Yitro, we're going to fuck him up.
Yep.
Right. All right. Good planning.
Great success. Also, make note of places to run away to just in case. That's
Right.
which is fair.
Rally point 1, which is closer, and rally point 2, which is farther away.
Farther out. Yep. Great success.
We'll try to make it next to a tree just in case, you know.
It's a good idea. I mean, according to the map, we'll be going through a lot of them. Are we in the woods
Oh,
right now?
Sparse Woods right here. You're sort of in between them right now.
So we're not quite to what would be the Forsaken Wood according to the map.
Correct.
Okay, sick.
Yeah. Really glad we're going to be trying to fly over that. The last thing I want to do is like, hey guys, let's go through the Forsaken Wood. That never was like a fucking thing that
I feel
ended
like
up
that's-
bad for anyone.
I feel like we run into the big bad wolf in there. Granny lives somewhere deep in it, in within.
Anyways, as you guys
What?
set up a watch,
Yeah.
go to bed,
Yep.
get ready for the next day of travel, reaching Scairn tomorrow night. That is where we're going to take our break. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for playing.
Yeah.
Maybe don't play with me. Don't you guys go anywhere. We're going to take a quick bio break. Make sure you drop a follow if you haven't. Follow, like, subscribe. We are everywhere. If you have not done that yet, helps us out. Helps us get found. Share us with your friends. And yeah, so we'll be back to continue this story in like 10 or 15. Be back soon.
Bye.
And we are back.
Bye.
Hello. We are all of the same people that you just saw, perhaps 10 to 15 minutes ago. We are Hard Knock Dice, and we are going to continue across Eberron. Last we left off. Our previous half of the session, if you will. Our heroes traveled. They're moving towards Scairn. They went through dwarven tunnels. They lost their alchemical skunk due to a threat, unfortunately. However, they moved right along. No love lost. Someone make a noise. as they
Yep.
headed north
Oh,
from a bunch of confused dwarven miners towards Scairn. We went over the what's over the something and through the woods,
River.
over the river and through the woods via a wind walk spell. They camped out, made a dome. Milo tested out some gear. They also made a plan about what they are to do when they reach Scairn. Plan adjacent, as to what they were going to do when they reach Scairn and or when they encounter Yidril. There wasn't much spoken on it, but if they were to reach Yidril by, in a one-on-one sort of scenario, and that one was kind of swept to the side really quickly. However, Azur proved himself, saying that he could sneak, and assuredly did so very, very well. And now we wake up the next morning as your night watches go without issue. I assume we are just going to wind walk once more. It will take you one more day to get to right outside of Scairn. If I understand the plan wholly, though, you are going to be stopping on the edge of the Forsaken Wood to at least map out an area to where you can fall back to should you need to.
also, so we can approach Scairn as not cloud people.
Right. You can easily do this. Someone make a noise for me. The Forsaken Forest butts up right up against Scairn. So when you get there at the end of the night, you will be at the edge of the Forsaken Forest with Scairn in view, not a long walk away. Maybe like 30 to 45 minutes of walking. A little bit longer maybe in the deep snow, but nonetheless, you could get there tonight fairly easily. And that's like I said, at the Forsaken Wood. So we'll fast forward to that moment. What sort of arrangements are you looking for to see if this area can accommodate them? What you're really looking at on this edge of the wood when you get to Scairn is that sort of same cliff type rocky face to your east, where you see the ocean down below you. You start to see ice floats out in the ocean. Fairly thick wood right here and dark with a thick canopy covering the areas. And fairly rocky as well, especially as you get closer to the cliff. But again, Scairn within eyesight as you see lanterns and whatnot in the distance. So you tell me what you're looking for.
Looking for a tree that's big enough to use trees or transport via plants on.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe somehow, once landing, marking that tree, maybe with some druid craft to have like a bunch of weird sprouts or something on it. So if we have to come back in the next couple of days, it would be visible.
Yeah,
from
very
every
apparent.
other tree in the area. Yeah.
Would that be recognizable to anybody but him?
Yes. If you're spending a couple of minutes to druidcraft to make this tree stand out, it would be recognizable pretty much to everybody. If you're like, unless you're trying to do something subtly to where you can tell your group and like try to work it in with the surrounding flora. If not, if you're just trying to say, hey, this will live and this will clearly denote the tree, you and anybody else who walks by that tree will be able to see, hey, that's weird.
Right. Having like flowers and stuff bloom, I wouldn't imagine they would probably last more than a single day or two with the cold.
Right. But you could do some hardier flowers.
Sure.
Yeah. Easy, like some evergreen type stuff.
Yeah. I'll figure something out.
Like
Whoop-pow!
you could do
Druid
snowdrops.
magic.
Yeah, there you go.
Some pickle plants. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Nope.
Little pickle plants. Pew, pew, pew. Notoriously grow very well in the cold.
It's covered in holly or something like that. It's like
Yeah.
a big old fat tree covered in holly.
Okay. Easily enough. And it's about where you landed, so maybe a 30-minute run from Scairn, you would guess, just kind of eyeballing.
Okay.
You could get closer if you wanted to. I'm just trying to. Okay,
That's fine.
This will be fallback numero dos.
Okay. All right. Easily enough.
Okay.
Continue on towards Scairn.
Yep, on foot, bundled up, freezing.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty
Cold
cold tonight.
motherfucker.
Ooh.
Wait, let me roll a d100.
Yeah, roll a d100 for me.
Oh god.
Yeah, please, someone else.
100. It's even colder.
Well, it's not great. It's 78.
Still pretty
Fuck.
cold as you continue north here, though not as biting as when you first exited that Dwarven tunnel. Not really as cold as when RTM had detected that you were close to some sort of area with the plane of Risia. It's nighttime or nearing nighttime. The sun is setting, and you got some of the deep dark blues on the edge of the skyline. And you, as you're approaching Scairn, it's a fishing village. There are a plethora of wooden and thatch houses. You do see not a lot of traffic on the street tonight, if any at all, because it is cold and it is snowing currently. Just sort of a light snow going on, somewhat late at night at this point, probably 8 or 9 p.m. As you walk up, they do have basic like street lamps lighting a main path down this village.
If it's snowing and if the area that we're going through is like heavily covered in snow, is it all right for me to cast Pass Without a Trace on the party as we're going as we land and continue towards Scairn?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Kind of stay obscured from any far peering eyes. Yeah.
Yep.
That was like extra shady.
As you walk up,
Great success.
and these ever-burning street lights are sort of lighting the main path, what kind of greets your eye are a couple of signs sort of denoting this area, and one just says "Welcome to Scairn" in rough like white lettering. To your right, on the eastern side of the town, you do see a modest dock with a couple of boats in there currently. Not a lot of traffic. And the largest building that is sort of immediately relative to your approach to your left is a 2-story wooden building, and out front with a sort of toothy mauled beast opening its mouth wide, and it says the Yawning Yeti.
Interesting. It's a Yawning Yeti.
In front of that and on the other side, you do see a line of looks to be wagons, like covered wagons.
You said this looked kind of like an inn or tavern of some kind.
Yeah, you can guess. You hear sort of light music playing from within.
Just as discussed earlier, as we get close to the town, before we fully entered, I would have sent the Kestrel up to start circling from a pretty high distance.
Okay. It'd have to get it couldn't get too far tonight just because of the snow cover. But it could easily fly up. You're keeping it above you guys, I assume, or just above the city in general? You're muted. So I just got this. He's doing a rodeo.
Yes, we'll be hosting a rodeo. Just above the city in general. I have the drone for anything closer to us. So this is more like, oh yeah, they tipped someone off and now there's 30 figures entering the town at a rapid pace or something like that.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Someone make a noise for me.
Guys, y'all are about to get jumped.
All right.
Yeah, that.
So are we doing a disguise or are we going in there as is?
There are some of us who look a little more distinctive than others. We can't disguise all of us. We're already here. If we were gonna do a disguise, we should have done it already.
Oh, I thought we were still
Already.
I thought we were still on the edge of the wood.
You're on the edge of
This
the
is-
wood and
we're on the
the
edge of
approach of the
town.
town.
I thought the woods were up to the edge of the town. Or did I mistake?
Yeah. No. You're right.
Okay.
They're butted up to the town, so you're sort of approaching. If there would be a main road sort of on the following the cliff edge, it would
Gotcha.
lead into here.
So we're currently some shadowy figures just lurking within
Right on the edge of town. And I
Very
described what you've
very-
seen.
Hell yeah.
Shadowy with a +10 to stealth. So
I was saying, if we were going to disguise anybody outside of magical means, we'd be sitting here for a minute.
okay, do we want? That's the question I'm asking. Because there's no going back after we're seen like this.
Correct.
I can shapeshift. No one's got to put makeup on me. So
Right. I believe you can change your shape. Crowley can either change his shape or do illusions, and I think Milo, you said you could perform similar illusions upon yourself. You're still in
we-
giant metal armor though, so
Yeah, we had a long rest since that, right? Conversation.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can apply an illusory effect, but it is non-physical.
all right. Well, maybe you can make yourself look like a what's the automations things, automatons or whatever, like the things that you make.
What?
Like a golem, or do you
Or-
mean like a
yeah,
warforged?
Like, well, I don't know. Either or. Something that would be big in metal, that would seem big in metal. I think a golem is a more proper term. A small little golem person.
also as far as I'm aware,
Sure.
those magics don't last very long.
Yes, I can maintain it for about an hour before I have to recast the ability.
That should be enough time for us to get in and get the room at the end or something like that, right?
Mhm. But what about for the entirety of the day tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care about using disguises, so I'm asking you that.
Oh, for the love of fuck. I'm just saying, if we're going to be disguised, we probably want to try to maintain,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
and that's difficult to do, I think, magically speaking.
Yeah.
Not without it kind of juicing whoever is trying to maintain their magical illusion. Aside from Crowley, apparently he can just
We-
kind of do that shit.
We've disguised ourselves before. Was it Koshik that applied the makeup?
Me and Kasha.
Kaushik and
Okay,
Gandalf.
Yeah,
Kasha and
Gandalf, yeah.
So right, if you guys want to do work your magic on the rest of the party, now would be the time.
We will still be the same. We will fit some of the same categories. It'll still be a couple of humans, guy who, I mean, I guess you don't have to look human. A dwarf. We do have a Zor to throw them off now, so that's, hey.
I have a feeling they know who Azor is. I mean, they saw
They
the
might.
giants in the middle of the Dwarven city.
None of those giants made it out of there. Just saying.
We don't know what Eberron can see.
Right.
That's also true. So
The
I guess
person who
safe
let
to
them
assume
in-
they know.
The person who is inside that let him in the gates probably told them that there is a blue man fighting with us now. So
Blue Man's
But-
part of the group. Yeah, I know.
You son of a bitch.
Anyway,
You bastard. We should also assume that Eberron may have access to the same scrying magic that Koshik has, so all of this may be pointless.
it may entirely be pointless. That's true. Also, people here may have no fucking idea what we look like. And maybe for not. I don't know.
well, Yidros only met me, or only met Koshik and who else?
Gorum.
Gorum. So yeah.
Right, but he was
Gorum for not very long.
not very
That's
long.
true.
But remember, that was one of the things that Koshik saw when she scryed on him. Is he was telling Aelin to find out more about you, and about, I think, the rest of us as well. But we were like lower priority, because you could see his ass with your fucking, your shiny eye.
I imagine he would be able to acquire our likenesses much in the same way we've seen his.
Okay. So we go in no disguise.
Good luck with that for me.
What do you think, Gorum? Thoughts, comments? I mean, this guy's your bag, yeah.
I have no interest in disguises.
All right, let's go in there. Just
All right,
fucking make the town ours, so to speak. Not actually conquer the place. Unless they're all like followers of Yidril, and then we're going to leave this place a fucking charred husk.
Crater, even.
Yeah, there you
Very shiny.
go. Milo's always one to be in agreement when it comes to burning stuff down.
It's canon at this point. I don't think there is a time where Milo has not either agreed with or come up with the idea that something should be burned down. Okay.
All right, so we're just walking in there.
All right.
Crowley will, however, switch forms though.
Okay.
Fucking walk that Ben Stiller does.
I'm going the dwarf form again, the hype man to Gorham. Gregor Greymail.
Okay. Just a different dwarven personality that you snagged while in the holds. It won't be the same, but unless you're using like...
It's one I pulled from like one of the randoms you gave me, and I managed to hold on to it.
Easy enough. But you are altering your form. Not illusion. Gotcha.
I'm the stoutest dwarf you ever did see.
I will mark this area that we're in here. I'll get another tree, then wreath it in holly in a weird way, right here on the edge of the forest for this being rally point 1.
Okay.
Before heading into town, Koshik is going to get a little cold for a minute because she is going to switch out her cloak with the cloak of the bat. Put her red cloak into the bag of holding.
Okay.
And then hood up. A little bat ears. It's canon now.
It's canon now. Sort of dark brown and black tattered cloak around you, ending in flared out ends, and throwing the hood up, and 2 little small ears on top.
Bat ears are not small, John. There's some radar dishes
These
up
ones
on
are
that bitch.
small.
They're fucking massive.
That's fair. That's fair.
No.
They're to scale.
It's like the bat from Anastasia. Just the giant fucking...
Bats have big old ears. They got big old ears.
They do.
All right. You guys walk in. Where are you going, actually?
Well, it's the middle of the night, right?
Yeah, it's pretty late at night. It's almost 9 p.m. at this point.
So, yeah, I guess we'll go to the... Unless anybody objects to us just going to that spot probably in.
It says the Yawning Yeti Bar and Inn.
The Yawning. Oh, yeah, see, there we go.
You had to get close
What about-
enough.
He said bar, say less. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll go to this Yawning Yeti place and then I maybe ask a couple of questions if anybody's actually fucking there, and then do our deeper investigations in come morning. Yeah. That's comments, concerns.
It sounds good to me. I will actually be sleeping inside here because fuck this fucking place.
Yeah, it's fucking cold.
And Bill, I'm so glad we left Bill. He would have been fucking miserable. This was terrible.
He would
place
be
to bring
dead,
Bill.
probably.
I would have kept him alive, but it would have been. Yeah.
How often do you see, like, scaled things in, like, the really cold places? Like,
Bill doesn't have scales.
Does he not?
No.
Whatever. I'm thinking of, like, the model he has in Dead Tailspire, I
Yes,
suppose.
feathers. He's a dinosaur.
Oh.
Duh.
Whatever.
You guys approach the Yawning Yeti. Like I said, the biggest building sort of prevalent in this area, a 2-story building of wood and thatch. You walk in. It's a quaint, and the warmth sort of washes out over you as you all walk in. Immediately in front of you and behind the bar, as the building itself sort of L-shapes off into a larger, like, sitting area. A decent sized building for this. Looks like it's made to accommodate several fishermen or anybody else that may be visiting Scairn. Immediately behind the bar, you see a figure that stands about 9.5 feet tall, completely covered in white fur, with the exception of their face, which is a blue tinted skin and sort of like apish features with 2 gnarled brown horns that go back and down their head, wearing a vest and with a book in their hand and small reading glasses sort of perched on their nose, taking a tea bag and just sort of absent-mindedly, like, steeping their tea as you all walk in. Looks up at you. Well, come on in.
Have a seat. Shake the cold off.
Kind of over the mental link.
Oh, this is pretty cozy.
Are there other people in this inn/bar?
Very few. It's a very quiet night. You have, a guy looks like he's sort of deep in his cups with his friend as they're just sort of sitting there. Looks like they may have just recently got in as well. Big sort of leather coats draped over their chairs. And then you see another figure sort of just out and about, drinking some steaming cup of something, with a couple of papers laid out in front of him. Gray skin, white eyes, and white hair pulled back in sort of a ponytail. Just sort of hanging out.
Okay. Anybody that seems to stand out as maybe being not a fisherman?
I don't know if anybody here would recognize a changeling in their natural form, but that's what this gentleman is. So if you think your character would know what that is,
I do not.
Changeling in his natural form as he's sitting there. That's probably the only one that may not be a fisherman, though he looks like he may have like seafaring gear.
Okay. I guess mostly I just wanted to say, like, anybody who looked like out of place, and I guess that guy would definitely stand out. So
He stands out a little bit.
mental note.
especially if you have not seen a changeling in sort of their natural form before.
I rolled to see if Milo had seen any in Sharn and rolled a 96, so it's just par for the course for him.
Say it's very distinct percentage in Sharn as well, as there are a community who prefer their natural forms over changing their features to much else.
Right, so not even notable to Milo.
Okay.
Have a seat anyway. I'll be with you in just a moment.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Flip the helmet plate up now that we're not in the cold and wind.
Okay. You guys go and grab a table. Not even a couple of minutes later, just grabbing a tray. This Yeti brings over a tray full of glasses with some sort of steaming liquid in it and says,
First one's on the house. Everybody gets a second.
As he produces like some milky looking liquid in front of you and sits it down in front of all of you.
Traveling from out of town, are we?
Yup.
Wonderful. Where are you coming from?
Well, we were just flying across the mountains to get over here, using a little bit of wind magic, no big deal. And now we're here in your town, ready to get warm.
We can do that here. Very well. So, like I said, first one's on the house. Let me know if you like rooms. We have plenty available tonight. Not a lot of people out here in the winter. So,
Yes.
Do you have like a big room?
The suite.
Yeah, the
Penthouse.
maybe not comfortably fitting all of you in, but we could fit all of you in, at least a couple.
All right, that sounds great. We'll have one of those.
Wonderful. We can settle up later. I'll be here all night. No worries.
Fair enough.
Can I get you anything to eat?
Oh, yes, please.
Sure, yeah.
Wonderful.
What do you have today?
It's roasted deer, not a whole lot of vegetables, as you can see, but I was able to snag a few tubers and what have you from the caravan you saw down there. A couple of hardy winter vegetables, white asparagus and what have you. So, if that sounds amenable, plate for
It
everyone.
does.
It sounds warm.
Indeed it will be.
Whatever you've got, that's hot.
Yeah, that sounds lovely.
Of course.
Sort of walks off from here.
Guy's super chill.
Too chill.
he's a Yeti.
Squint.
He's so nice, I don't want to burn down their village.
He's a Yeti, of course he's chill.
Well, you don't always get what you want.
Ian, I wish that you would shut up.
Who's Ian?
I'm sure he's not a political insurrectionist.
God, the
Okay.
wind, I wish that you would shut up.
I don't sound like a Slav right now. This is Ian.
As you sort of, unless you are not partaking in the drink that he brought by that is on the house, it seems like a warmed, like a steamed milk drink mixed in with dark rum and honey.
Oh, okay, there we go. I was like,
Yo, that sounds lit.
Yes,
fantastic.
Indeed. Let's
That was an emotional roller coaster. It was like, it's milk. Oh, there's rum in it. Yeah.
Honey, yay!
Just keeps now. It's going back up.
I do. The honey went up for me, and I can.
Woo!
I like
Kaushik
mead,
likes
so let's just
sweets.
call it a day.
So sipping on that.
I heard an Was there a follow up to the
I'm checking to find out.
Okay.
I was
I'm
deep
just
in
gonna-
thought. Big eyebrow.
I was gonna say Crowley for the first time will be the first to imbibe.
Okay.
Big.
Just due to the precarious situation, Milo will cast Identify on his beverage.
You cast identify. It comes
Everybody
back
else is doing this like
mundane.
No, enchantments of any kind.
No, not that you can detect.
Well, I ain't got detect poison, so let's hope that.
get a little bit, put it on a slide, start examining it under the microscope. Like
He wouldn't TPKS this way, would he?
He would
he would.
Oh shit!
make him do it. Everybody drink up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already
With a-
needed half
It is
the
what
cup
it
gone.
is.
Having identified it, will enthusiastically partake, as it is warm and he is cold.
It is warming. Sort of the warm fires around you, and now that you're sort of in the main bar area or the main dining area off to the left of the bar, there are a couple of fireplaces in here, although the fires themselves are covered with sort of like metal sheaths as to hide the flames, but they still radiate out heat into this main area and light as well. So you guys sit here for a few minutes, though. Comes out holding another tray once more, setting plates down in front of you.
I see we've enjoyed that first one.
Yes.
Would we like another round?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
Everyone always
Just
does.
a water or tea for me. Thank you.
Tea. We have tea.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Shaking my head. Real quickly, sir. Out of
River,
curiosity,
please.
what do you say?
River, please.
River. Yes. Yeah, we just got in town, but we're hoping to pass through relatively quickly. Are there any like holy men of any kind that are around here? Yeah, it's always good luck to get the blessing before a voyage and stuff.
Surely. I assume there's a couple of fishermen's shrines, but the only real established location is a church of all up on the hill, north of the city.
Take what you can get, I suppose.
Of course. It's nice.
Chuckle.
Nice girl that runs it, Katie. She's very sweet.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll check in with them then. That works. Thank you.
Of course.
And I will have one of those teas with milk and honey if you do not mind.
Surely. Easily enough. Someone make a noise, please.
Oh!
Thank you.
All in character, Gandalf just randomly shouts.
I have waking terrors as opposed to night terrors.
Weird custom of this town, I suppose.
Man said, make some noise.
Okay. Someone make another noise for me, please. Thank you. So, you guys are in here. It is warm. It is nice. It is everything that the outside was not. What would you guys like to do?
And with the
Consume.
kestrel.
Consuming is done easily enough, and River will keep you topped off for how much ever you are imbibing.
Yeah, keep it light. What probably the last thing we want to do is, end up someplace by ourselves,
Right.
Working, and it's like, we gotta work later.
Right.
Tomorrow. I don't know. Better safe than sorry. And we don't have Erish to like hit us with the hangover cure candle. Very sad.
What's it looking like from the kestrel eye view?
Give me a perception check.
There's a mob. Of
It is dark,
50
correct?
people surrounding the inn.
Say that one more time.
It's dark, correct?
It is dark and lightly snowing, yes.
Yay. 16.
16. Everything looks quiet. Looks like just a quiet little snowy town right now. With from the bird's eye view, a couple of miles out, your kestrel sees that the ocean just ice floats. It gets more and more dense as it goes further north. But your kestrel sort of circles around and it sees the town itself and not a lot of movement of any type. And then sort of up on a cliff to the north of this town, lightly wooded area, but a path leads up from the north of the town to a small sort of white building looking over the cliff. That's about it.
All right. No, obviously skulking figures are groups of armed individuals, and I will relay that to the party.
Looks like we don't have anything immediately suspicious nearby.
That's comforting.
Do we know where our rooms are going to be yet?
Upstairs, probably.
Well, I mean, did anyone get a room number?
No.
So you can settle that up after you're done. So if there's nothing else you guys would like to do for the night, and easily enough, go to bed for the night.
Before we go to bed, Milo's going to take out two intricately put together clockwork ball looking things, about the size of a softball each. Pressing a couple of buttons on them and tossing them on the ground, he is casting Tiny Servant. And each one will have the instruction to guard the inside of the door of each of the rooms.
Okay.
Yeah, blind sense 60 feet.
All right.
Oh shit!
Nice.
Hell yeah!
Once we're all up in the room as well, and Milo's doing that, it's gonna kind of. Do we want to do anything tonight? Anything
Yeah.
to let London down low? You know what I'm saying?
Bradley, do you know how to contact your contact? Do they usually do such a thing late at night?
They're usually open whenever I can make contact. I think it best though if I do it in the morning.
All right.
Artyom, can I see your crystal ball, please?
Sure. Pop it on over.
Takes. I'm gonna try to scry on Aelin.
Okay. Are you doing this in the dining area or when you get to
No,
your room?
no. Sorry. When we get back up to the rooms, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Up in the rooms.
River puts you in sort of like a suite type area where 4 in one room and 3, but they do have a connecting door in between. So it's not bad.
Ooh, yay! Connecting door.
I'm glad it's somebody we know. That shit's always annoying when you have like strangers on the other side. You know, they lock them.
Mhm.
And you're just like, God fucking damn it! I can hear every little thing.
Whoever's in the room not with Milo, see the door open and like a little clockwork droidica looking thing comes walking in and stands by the door.
You mean like actual rolling type kind of droidica?
Yeah, or yeah, is it rolling around or is it like walking all slow? It's doing the fucking.
Let me see what their movement speed is and I'll tell you.
Oh.
Hey, they got a 30-foot movement speed. That's
Destroyers.
comes rolling in and like pops out.
Like
next to the door.
BB-8.
Artyom destroy.
Destroyers.
All right.
Oh God.
We're
Same
scrying on
model.
Aelin, correct?
We're scrying on Aelin. Yeah, 0 to everybody. Nothing for him, nothing for me.
What's your DC?
What'd you roll? It's 17.
Okay.
He is the Yeti. Crazy. Very elaborate disguise.
James, just so you know, when you turned on the fan, your like short legs just started blowing in the wind. It was very fun to see.
Oh shit. Fuck him.
What's he doing? I know I can see him. I feel it in my bones.
You look into the crystal ball and your vision takes away from this town and into the dark skies. So your vision just sort of goes completely dark. And it's like as if you open your eyes once more and you see Aelin. You hear a lot of voices around him. Plethora of which it's hard to make out words or anything like that. If they are words. Sort of sitting here, and Aelin's not doing much. You see him as you sit there, he's tapping his foot. Give me an insight check.
$21 total.
Very good.
Aelin.
Aelin is someone make a noise.
Oh!
Thanks. Aelin is, well, you've seen him before. He is cold and typically in very laughable spirits at even very, very serious circumstances, for lack of better words. Aelin's sort of tapping his foot on the ground and his finger on the back of his arm with his arms crossed. He looks nervous about something. You hear more of whatever this is in the background. Words or song or chant or something. Looks like he gets fed up with it and turns and walks. Turns like down a dark hallway. He's completely alone at this point. You don't hear Yidril's voice or anything like that. But you hear him walking away from whatever all these voices are. What you can gather of the surrounding area are not of what you saw him walking in before. It's not natural stone or caverns. It is worked stone, as of that of a building. Like a old stone mansion of some sort as he walks down the hallway, and his footsteps just sort of echo out. He's by himself, so there's not a whole lot of talking. He gets to the edge, walks into a room, closes the door behind him. Sort of starts stroking his face. He's pondering something. He's thinking about something. He doesn't say anything out loud. But something is clearly bothering him at this point. Starts pacing just sort of back and forth across the room. Not a whole lot of information gained. Something is clearly bothering Aelin.
I didn't recognize the chanting in any way. Like, I couldn't roll like a religion check or anything to see.
Give me a perception check.
We use the gold.
I'm gonna say since the goal of the spell is Aelin and his immediate surroundings, everything else past that is kind of blurred from your spell. So give me a perception check at disadvantage for me.
Oh fuck, disadvantage?
Yep.
Okay. First roll is a 13 plus 9.
Okay.
Second roll is a 6 plus 9. It's a 6, right? That has the dot by the circle part. Okay. So 6 plus 9.
So 15 total?
Yeah.
It's definitely not words. And it doesn't seem like any sort of religious chanting.
Okay.
But it does seem rhythmic in nature. Like, and as you hear like this sort of rhythmic shouting or grunts or something just on like the peripheral of what you can hear in this spell, you hear like striking along with it.
Can I tell if it's like claps or if it's like wood or if it's like stone or if it's like metal?
Sounds like collision of some sort.
Okay, just collision, gotcha.
Yeah, some sort of something smacking on something. As you watch Aelin sort of pacing back and forth in this room. He lays in bed just on top of covers and everything else and just sits there and stares at the ceiling, unblinking for a long time. And then the vision fades.
Coming back out of the vision, Koshik's just gonna kind of, for like a split second, gently kind of smirk to herself. And then she's just gonna look up to the group that's in the same room as me. I don't know who all's sharing a room or if we're all in the same room currently getting ready to split up. But to whoever's with me, I'm gonna just be like, I can see Aelin again, finally, and I think there's something wrong. For him, not for us. He seemed incredibly bothered by something. He was alone. He wasn't speaking to anyone, so I didn't get a whole lot of information to go off of, but something's going on with him, and that could be good for us. It didn't seem like he was in the hold anymore. He was in a stone building. There was some kind of weird chanting going on in the background. I don't know quite where he could have been, but that's what I got.
Do you think he could have been at the church here? The Temple of Vol or whatever the Mr. Yeti was saying downstairs?
Jones, I would recognize the Church of Vol, wouldn't I?
I'm just gonna kind of like hand wave some things for a conversation that this building that he was in is much larger than what you would assume a small temple of the to the blood of all would look like.
Not to mention that the Blood of Vol are in like direct opposition of the Emerald Claw. I guess they could have taken it over, but
I mean, that was the church that I grew up in, so you never know what they could be doing in there.
If
But,
you want,
yeah, I don't think it was.
Okay.
Okay, if you want, I can send the drone to go look. Invisible, of course.
I just wanted to make sure that, there wasn't a strike force very nearby waiting on us when we can go strike first.
that would suck.
Maybe you shouldn't send your drone just to make sure that there's not a giant, massive temple in this town we missed on the approach, but just in case.
Well, I've got the Kestrel outside maintaining a general look for groups or suspicious individuals. I meant to look specifically within the church. Maybe see if it lines up with what Koshik saw.
I would assume that the church in town would probably be made of wood rather than like work stone.
I imagine it might be that building that was up on top of the cliff.
Yeah, could be that one too.
Maybe that's just like a rich person's house. Who knows?
This place he was seemed nothing like what I would think a temple or church in a small town would be.
They have no idea.
I don't think it's worth it.
Okay, that's fine. Just
Well,
Just offering.
if they're chanting things, I mean, the drone might not even have to go inside before they would hear it.
I mean, it's completely up to you.
I'd say better safe than sorry. Look into something that might be nothing rather than get taken by surprise.
Sure.
And go ahead and get the drone head in that direction, and right at the end of the range, have it cast invisibility on itself.
Okay. Stealthing up or anything?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll that stealth check for me. Where's the drone going?
To the church.
Where's the church?
Was it that big stone build or any big stone
We
building?
have
I guess.
no idea.
There are no big stone buildings here.
I thought you said the big white stone building.
Nope.
Or did I mishear something?
I think it's like whitewashed.
It's like a whitewashed wooden building up on the cliff.
Gotcha. Okay, I misheard that. I thought it was a white stone building. That's why I was like, yeah, let's check that out. Yeah, go peek at that, I guess. For
Okay.
lack of any better ideas.
Okay.
That will be a. Oh, thank God.
Stealth check will be at disadvantage or at advantage because it's invisible.
Yeah,
If you
that's
did
what I
not
was saying.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. Thank God for, because I
right.
originally rolled a 7 and then a
Sick.
19, so 23.
Very nice. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me. How close? Oh, before you roll that perception check, how close are you getting to the church?
Like peek in windows or anything.
Fucking slip of the tongue. It's the church, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean,
We peek in the windows unless there happens to be an already open door,
Okay.
in which case it would zip in.
Sure. Yeah, if you're going right up to it, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh shit, 30-20.
Okay.
16 plus 4.
As your drone sort of invisibly swoops, sort of covering the like whirs of the drone itself amongst the wind, you go up to this sort of stark white building, snow on the eaves of this regular, like, just shingled roof, and you see someone outside, sort of dark clothing, directly on the side of the church itself, and it looks like they are doing something to the side of the building. Other than that, the building itself looks like it is just a normal, like, 4 walls and like a slight sort of precipice on the front of it. But other than that, looks like it's just a normal building.
Cool. What's the dude on the side doing on closer inspection?
Closer inspection, give me one more stealth check.
what you doing, homie?
That'll be a 18.
Very nice. This person looks like they have paint of some sort going up and down on the sides of this building, and they're finishing something up, and by the end of it, your drone sees that this person has spelled out the word freaks on the side of the church. And then they start hurriedly walking away and down the path back towards the town.
Use your drone to shoot him.
Can the drone get a clear view of the guy's face or anything during all that?
No, I say your drone has rolled better than him on 2 different stealth checks now, as far as the perception checks, but they have like a pulled up scarf over their face, so just about their eyes are showing, and a big hood up. It is still snowing in winter, so.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Let's see where he goes.
Okay.
Or they go.
Head back into town, just sort of tracking them. Give me one more perception check for your drone.
Oh, that's a nat 20. Fuck yes.
Oh, very nice.
Drone said, "Bring that ass here."
Which will be a 24 total, if that's relevant.
No. This person is trying to sneak and does a decent job for an average Joe, but they sort of dip and dive into some alleyways into the building themselves. But you see them clearly just walk into one of the residential houses on the edge of town, like closer towards the edge of town.
Are there few enough buildings that it would be notable, or would my drone need to like mark the roof or something to clarify which one it was at?
What's your drone's wisdom?
10, so average.
You know what? I'm just gonna say with an average wisdom, yeah, it would be able to, like, hey, that's the building. It's
right.
There's not that many buildings. There's like I said, 20, maybe 24. I can't remember.
Just to be safe, if they, I'm assuming these houses all have like chimneys or something.
Like thatch roofs, but most of them have chimneys of some sort. Yeah.
I go and like scratch an X on one of the higher stones of the chimney just to mark it.
Okay.
All right, and comes back. Go ahead and relay that.
All right. Oh, so not the place you saw, luckily. However, there was an individual vandalizing one of the walls with the word freaks in paint. I did manage to see where he went. It was a resident, or at least went to one of the houses within the town. Nothing else out of the ordinary with the building or anything inside it, however.
Oh, okay.
What was the? Oh, go ahead.
You go ahead.
I was gonna ask the DM. Was it like a weird color paint, or just like plain brown or red, or
Just black paint.
black paint? Okay.
Does this church look like old construction? Or does it look relatively new? From what the drone could tell, I suppose.
Give me a. Give me a. I guess that's a B perception. So give me just a straight perception roll.
11.
11?
Much less impressive than some of the other rolls.
It's definitely not old or ancient by any means. It's wood, and you didn't see anything like rotting or anything, but you can't
Not
really
like-
tell how old it is.
I couldn't particularly tell Gandalf, I'm sorry.
I was just thinking, because I mean, if they like this church has been here for a while, kind of weird that just all of a sudden people are like, "Fuck these guys." I feel like they probably wouldn't have stuck around if there had been a lot of hostility for like since they got here. But I don't know.
There's been a lot of hostility for church in every city that we've
The blood of all has been almost entirely contained to Karnath. So
Well, we know where the individual went, theoretically where they live. So, if it's something we want to look into tomorrow, we can do so.
definitely shouldn't be ignored, I don't think. I mean, if anything, maybe they don't like him because they think that anybody who has anything to do with the blood of all has something to do with Yidril. So maybe they don't like Yidril, and that's always good.
It's definitely something to look into tomorrow for sure.
If we don't want to try anything sneaky, I suspect we should probably try to turn in and get an early start.
Right. Yeah, and if we're going to do something sneaky, we definitely need to do it in a group. And if something happens, then we probably will likely not be able to get any information if we're like determined fugitives by the guards or breaking in and entering and all kinds of other random shit.
Good. So,
At least say before tomorrow.
yeah.
Right.
See what we can find out. Okay.
Anything else anybody wants to do for the night?
All right, so I'm going to put this on my bedstand.
And he's gonna take out a little coin-looking thing.
And here's one for y'all. If these little guys
He's gonna gesture at the little animated objects.
sense anything, they do have specialized arrays, so they should be able to detect even invisible creatures.
Specialized
Sure.
what?
Detector thingies, okay? There you
Gotcha.
go. Yeah,
It makes sense.
detector thingy.
Give Gandalf a thumbs up.
They can run up and touch one of these things.
And I'll like hit the top of the coin, and it is just literally a coin with one of his magical tinkering investments. And when tapped, audible to everyone within 10 feet, it will just say,
Wake up, 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 wake up.
Nightmare.
Slaps coin across the room. Like, get it out of here.
Easily enough.
You're muted, Ken.
Immediately cast silence.
All right.
Play those games around here.
Are you guys having a watch of any sort, or are you all just heading out,
yes.
letting the robots do it? Okay.
Watch. I'd say one person awake at a time for a watch with both the robots should be fine.
Okay.
robots and drone. That Kestrel's on a mission.
All right.
You'll have Barrick as well, and I'll set up an alarm over the room that has Kaushik in it.
Okay.
Smart.
Probably the person they'll try to grab if they're all attacking this, which I doubt they will, because didn't he say one by one? Wasn't that his wording?
Yeah,
was his
that doesn't
wording.
mean he wouldn't kidnap Koshik for
Right.
kidnap her and then kill everybody. It's the fucking. Also, he can lie.
And I'll also scry before going to bed. Standard one.
Okay.
Then everyone can see me do it. So actually, I mean, why not? It's before bed. I'll also try to scry on our good buddy in the stone building.
You
What?
know, scry on Aelin?
Mhm.
Okay.
Watch him stare at the ceiling some more.
Yeah, see
Maybe.
if he just
Who
goes
knows?
to sleep. If he's just like, oh, okay, that was fucking wasted shit.
He just fucking slumped. That'd be kind of funny.
Artem, when you reach into the crystal ball, you see a familiar like tin can. You move out of the way with a note on top of it from Erish. You slide that to the side and pull out your crystal ball. Looking within your vision, takes off to the sky. Goes dark. And then you're looking inside a room about 8 by 8 or so. Very plain. There's no decoration, mementos or anything. It's very functional. And you see Aelin staring at the ceiling, unblinking.
All right.
Still, what the fuck is going on with this man?
So he's unblinking.
Mhm.
What race was Erish? I'm
Half-elf.
sorry, Aelin.
Half elf.
Aelin was also half elf. Okay. Aelin's. Is he wearing anything? And what's the situation with his hand? If I can see that.
Yeah. So, give me a quick perception check.
Sure. 26.
26. You see that his right hand is missing. There's nothing there currently. It is just a stump right above the wrist, and there is nothing there. As far as what he's wearing, he is wearing like street clothes. He has not changed or anything. He is wearing like black leather pants and just like a like very like form-fitting shirt, but he's just like normal street clothes laying in bed.
Okay.
On
He doesn't
top.
seem to be like.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
he doesn't seem to be like shivering or anything like that, and his sight is just directly on the ceiling, unmoving.
Pretty much, yeah.
Is he breathing evenly?
Seems like it.
So would it be safe to say that he might be in a meditative state or sleeping with his eyes open?
It's one of the two, maybe.
Okay.
You're on. Give me an insight check.
Sure. 7.
7. Yeah, you're unsure. I mean, it could be either of those things. Aelin's also just. You've met him for all of a few minutes. You know, guy's a psychopath, or at least seems like such. A sociopath, maybe. So.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, after I finish that scry, I'll just kind of message Kaushik if, well, she's probably not in the same room because I'm doing this before, but I'll just save this information for tomorrow and then do my other scry, which, fails. And
Always
I'll go to bed.
fails. Vision reaches out, goes across the ocean, tries to go down, ends. Reaches out, tries to go across the ocean, tries to zoom back in, ends. Okay. You guys go through your watch, and not a thing happens overnight.
Sick.
We do like when we are not ambushed in our hotel.
You wake up the next day. It is bright and early. Nobody's staying up too late or anything like that. You have the smells of some sort of breakfast being cooked down below. Yeah. What are you guys doing?
Oh, that smells great.
Probably shouldn't discuss this in the open. So, what is the game plan? While we're all relatively isolated.
What?
Let's ask
Artyom-
about. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, if you do your thing, we can discuss it wherever, without, being overt.
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh, yeah. I'll just go ahead and do that. We can have it going while we're eating.
Okay. Easy enough.
Brain talk powers go.
You guys walk down. River is still there. Brings out some breakfast for you guys.
Says, well, for dinner last night plus breakfast in the room, what a lot of you, we'll call it 5 gold.
Oh.
Azor will hand over 5 gold.
Oh shit!
Thank you very much.
Almost said Azur. This man doesn't know your name.
Thank you very much.
Interest.
Is our stuff all still up in our rooms?
What's up, y'all? Did y'all bring it down?
All my stuff's in a backpack, so I'm just carrying it with me.
Several of you have everything you own in a bag.
I didn't know if we had left our bags upstairs still, because if so, Milo was just gonna leave his armor.
We're very big on the packing light.
If we have already cleared out of the rooms, then he would bring his armor down too.
Kind of feel like you should just keep. I kind of feel like you should probably just keep your armor on the whole time you're here. We're not inconspicuous at all. Gorham's going around in full plate, and we should just be ready to absolutely open up at any second.
I mean, he's wearing his armor right now since we.
Oh, okay.
So.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I guess internal, the group message.
Right.
Do it. How are we doing things here?
Well,
In what
real quick, I did scry on Aelin last night, and I think there's a chance he might just be sleeping with his eyes open, which is
That's
just
weird.
And he doesn't have a right hand at all, so it's not like his arm mutates. They could mutate, but it just comes out of the nub area. So if we catch Aelin unawares, if you try to get his left hand, maybe you might not be able to do spells or something, because the other one's just no gestures and stuff.
Sure. Okay. You can keep that in mind. That what a weirdo though, sleeping with his eyes open. Except really good eye drops.
He didn't seem chilly. He wasn't like shivering or anything, so he might not be up here.
All right, noted. So I mean the islands. I don't know. I have no idea about the weather in the Lazar Principalities. I guess maybe it's warmer out on the islands, perhaps, or maybe that building is just really well heated.
You guys have a map. The islands span from the far north all the way down to next to below Kibara and what have you to the southeastern. So
it looks like there are parts of it that are warm.
Yep.
Thumbs up. All right. So I know we have 2 people of interest to speak to. We need to talk to Crowley's contact, or I guess Crowley needs to talk to Crowley's contact, and then we need to talk to this Seeker Katya.
As well as the... Oh, go ahead.
I was to say who is presumably in that church somewhere.
A third potential person of interest would be looking into what the drone saw last night.
The painter, yeah.
May be connected, may not be.
Our humble artist, yep. Yeah, we can look into speaking to him as well. I figured that is largely influenced by maybe what information we get from whoever this contact is and the seeker. See if that may be even relevant to what we're doing.
Right. Before we do speak to him, if we choose to do so, I can once again have the drone take a surreptitious peek. Maybe see if there's anything immediately obvious. I did not look into his domicile last night.
Is what?
His house. His house.
Gotcha. Okay.
Get
Sure.
you a thesaurus for your birthday.
A what?
A book with lots of words that are similar to other words.
You can't read that.
That seems very impractical.
Right.
Why? Why not just use the words that
for double
describe the
speak.
thing?
Just gonna
That's
look at you for a
stupid.
second, without saying anything, be like,
You're
That's
right,
dumb.
Gandalf.
I
Bad
know I
idea.
am. That's why I said that. Thank you. Glad you're able to accept when you are wrong, Milo. That's
Cancel and say,
very
why
big
ask
of you.
big word when little word, dude?
Crowley will
It's
just
a-
pat
it's a
Milo
virtue.
on the back.
Pink,
Oh,
pink,
it's-
pink.
ting ting ting.
Good diffusion. And then,
All right.
so, my contact.
So we'll go. Do we want to? I know we are not wanting anybody to go off by themselves. Do we want to split into separate groups to speak these individuals, or just whole kit and caboodle goes to each one?
Well, how is it that you have to connect with your contact, Crowley? Do you have to like leave a letter in the location, or send something into their home, or go meet them, or how does this work?
Generally, a little bit of the first and the last. They're usually in positions where they hear quite a bit. What are the chances, DM, that, River's just my contact and we just make it an easy day?
River is not your contact, but if you would
he
like to
fits the
make
profile.
but if you would like to make anyone else in this tavern your profile, you tell me what it looks like.
Yeah, another changeling in the back. There we go. All right.
God damn.
Sort of
Another one.
the light music playing in the corner there, being strummed out by a bard, just lightly strumming on a lute, providing the tavern with some morning music.
Crowley will go over there and instead of flipping, like, I'm sure there's I forget what it's called, something out for the coin or tips and everything like that. Instead of doing that, he'll just put like one of his masks in as a sign for his contact.
Beautiful day outside. Hello. How may I be of service? Do you have a request for a song?
I do. A very detailed one at that. Of the local area, if you do not mind.
Sort of just keep strumming while you two are talking. Okay.
Perhaps any persons of interest or anything odd going on.
Information was passed along about some extremists in the area. None that I have been able to find firsthand or interact with, for that matter, but it goes around town. It's a small town. So,
Extremists, you say?
indeed, religious zealots of the sort.
Perhaps to do with the blood of Vol.
Probably.
Anything else catch your interest?
Not as of late. Not around here. There are plenty of things of interest for the principalities running through here.
So nothing big has passed by except for this small news regarding the
It is the most interesting
zealots.
thing. There are other things going on within the principalities that seem of interest to me, at least. I always love to hear the ebb and flow of power between the princes, but no major circumstances or update in that field.
Another thing, if you've come across it, any news from Sharn? I hear children have started going missing there.
Sure. Not my purview. I have not heard much from my network. That is an interesting find. My thanks to you.
Crowley was going to pull out like 5 gold, and he's like, my mistake. And he's going to pull out the mask and replace it with the 5 gold.
Very generous. I shall play you something to bolster you on your way. Safe travels.
Inhale Hydra.
Hail Hydra. End with you.
Also with you.
I'll send Crowley a quick mental message while he's about to move away from his contact. Go,
Ask about where the seeker's at.
Ah, yes, thank you. Crowley will turn and then he'll look. One more thing, perhaps. The Seeker, do you know where they are?
In the temple, north of town, on the cliff.
North of.
One seeker, as far as I know. The proprietor of the temple, I suppose. Seeker Katya. Olachinska's the last name.
That is indeed who I'm looking for.
She lives on the edge of town near the temple with a older female. Not sure of the relationship. Have not delved into that too much. Could probably get you that answer in a matter of hours.
We might be heading there directly, so do not bother yourself.
So,
but I thank you. You've been more than helpful.
Perhaps you can tell me when you get back.
Indeed. I will leave you a 5-star Yelp review.
Wonderful.
On the Spy Network. Crowley will begin to move away and get back to RDM and the party. He says, north of town, Seeker Katya and another female. They don't know who yet. I figured we'd be getting there before she got her information. So, as for any exciting news, just whispers of religious zealotry. Nothing more. It came and went.
Came and went, as in like no more of it.
It died. Yes.
Died. Interesting.
It's a small town. Apparently, the information came and left just as quickly.
So whatever it was that they were trying to like invoke here just didn't last very long.
Doesn't seem so.
Well, that's good.
But as I said, the temple for Seeker Katya is north of town.
Fantastic. Well,
I suppose let's make a hasty move on you. Let's go.
I think that best.
Heading to the temple?
It's a temple.
Okay. Indeed, it's a temple.
Right.
The temple of the Hydra.
You guys head north of the town. It is several hundred feet up this cliff. Maybe like I don't know, not a very long walk. The snow does make it a little bit more difficult, but your path winds out of town. A small wood in between here and there, like maybe 20 or so trees as it curves up to the more rocky part of the cliff where this small building is. The area is pretty serene as you walk up here. As just sort of a light fog hangs across the ocean and these ice floats out north of you, and you sort of stare out further north of here where the skyline actually darkens to like a deep purple in the distance north of you, like counterpointed to where the sun currently is. But as you're walking up, trudging through the snow, you see this small white building, snow still hanging on the eaves from last night's fall. You see an animated skeleton outside of this building with a paintbrush in hand, with white paint, and you see it's going up and down on these large black letters, finishing up a cover up on the outside, presumably from where Milo saw the painting from last night.
It's over the mental link. Yep. That's what I saw, or what the Jones saw.
Okay.
I said par for the course.
Guys continue around the front doors. There are 2 sets of doors on this building. The front doors are like pried open as a like a church would be for service. The second doors are shut currently. So what would you like to do?
Crowley's just gonna walk right in.
Okay. Is everybody sort of following just right behind him, right along? Okay. You walk into this small building. It's not very big at all. Just a few benches. But currently what's going on in here is you see a line of people up and down the aisle in between these 2 benches. You see about 6 people in the line and about 4 more off to the right, just sort of standing there at the moment, and a couple of people sitting down. at the head of this line of people here, you see a relatively short female half elf, sort of curly brown hair down to her shoulders or so, and freckle faced and pretty smiley. And you see her holding and standing in front of a basin, reaching, and it looks like she's holding the hands of the person in front of her, of this line. And you see, as you guys sort of walk in, she acknowledges you, gives you a smile, but goes right back. And those that are looking as she's holding this hand, you see just a steady stream of crimson from the palm of this person as she holds it. And you hear just shared like whispering as you would in a religious setting or in a church. And you just hear, "Our shared divinity is our shared power." She reaches over and grabs some salve-covered gauze of some sort, wraps the hand of this person, and sends them off to the side. And for anyone that's been in the Blood of All, this is fairly common practice. This is like Sunday morning worship. As one by one, each of these people come up here, and again, just sort of lightly talking to them. You can't make out all the details or anything like that, but one by one, she places a blade in between their hands, holds their hand there for a moment, and then pulls the blade.
Crowley's going to immediately kind of move to wherever, I guess, pews?
Yeah,
They have pews there?
essentially.
Yeah, he's going to move to a pew because even he's not so crass as to disturb service. So he's just going to wait.
Okay.
And he'll just indicate if everyone wants to kind of either spread out around the room or come sit with him. Either way.
You said there's about 6 people that are still not. You said that group, the 4 that are kind of off to the side, those are the people. It looks like they've already gone
you
through.
see
That's where people are gathering.
Exactly. You see their hands sort of wrapped up, and they're just sort of sitting there. Some of them look like parents because not all of these are adults in here. One of them waits for like their kid, an older kid, probably 10 years old or so, as they come around, grab their shoulder, and then they walk around to a pew and sit down with them and like ruffle their hair. But
Gotcha.
Yeah.
These just can I get like just a general insight? I just kind of want to on these people, like see if like they're particularly stressed or frightened or any kind of like just see if they've been shook up or like if they're being. I'm just trying to get a feel for if like maybe they've been being harassed or something.
Give me a general insight check.
Okay. That is, what is my insight bonus? 18.
18. You're not getting a whole lot of stress in the room right now. It seems like, aside from a couple of the kids or whatever, which don't have gauze around their entire palm, by the way. As you see, one of the 6 left over in the like maybe another 11, 12 years old, maybe holds their hand out, and what you can presume is Seeker Katya, who the one that is running this ritual, gives them a smile and gently pokes the tip of their finger. And it goes from there. But you're looking at Seeker Katya. She's very smiley and doesn't seem like it's a cover up for anything. She doesn't seem to be hiding like a bunch of stress behind it or anything. Neither does anyone else in here.
Interesting. Okay. What do we know about Seeker Katya? Almost nothing.
The only information that you got from Seeker Katya was back in Sharn, and that was given to Gorham and Koshik. Seeker Orzos and Sharn told y'all that Seeker Katya, which oversaw a temple of the Blood of All in Scairn, sent down word that she had encountered some extremist types that were doing some type of recruiting. He said that she did not go into a lot of detail or anything, but it was very reminiscent of the Emerald Claw.
Sending a message on the group chat, just
shall I subtly alert her that we require her attention?
I'm gonna step into the line.
Okay. There's about 3 more people left in front of you.
I think we can wait until the end of service, Marla, just to be
Okay.
respectful.
Right. Didn't know if I should give her a heads up. Just with a message.
The rest of the people in the line sort of finding their seats eventually when it looks like they're just sort of waiting on people, and then they go find a pew and whatnot and sit down. Again, completely normal to Gandalin and Kaushik for the most part. I'd say for the most part. Very, very reminiscent for what Gandalin would have went through. Very classical, Blood of Vol. As you step up, she gives you a smile. Says, holds her hand out, sort of wordlessly.
Yeah, I go through the just a beat of nothing, and then just go on with as normal. Just kind of one of my hands out as well.
She takes her palm and folds the knife into your hand. Sits there and holds it for a moment and speaks to you. She says, "It is through our sacrifices that others may flourish. And it is when we start seeking our power within that we are no longer bound by the chains of the outside world. Our shared divinity is our shared power." And she pulls the knife. Doesn't hurt. It's very, very sharp, and she just takes it and holds your hand there and gently squeezes.
And right after the knife cuts and starts doing that, I'm just going to quietly, obviously not wanting to make this at large. We've been made to understand that there's some potential activity from the Emerald Claw around here.
She gives you a smile and says, "You can speak afterwards. For now, we seek the divinity within."
Don't you always? Still just low, not audible to most people. Just head and step back off to the rest of everybody else.
She takes sort of this linen gauze off to her side, covered in some sort of salve, wraps your hand in it after you're done. You take 3 points of damage from her just sort of sitting there gently squeezing your hand. And wraps your hand in this gauze, and it sort of just sticks to your hand. But
any particular reaction when I said the stuff about the Emerald Claw, or did she just maintain the same just kind of cheery demeanor?
Give me an insight check.
That is cocked, unfortunately. Okay, that one is slightly worse. 17.
17. You're looking over her face. There is some recognition when you say this, but also just a little bit of confusion, briefly, and
interesting.
Then she switches back to, "This is not the time for this."
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to put it to her.
Absolutely.
Or off balance a little bit. Okay.
The ceremony completes, you being the last one in line. She gives a brief thank you to the attending people. So a couple of them come up and thank you with the thank yous and typical small talk and stuff like that. She seems very friendly with these people around here. She just sort of ruffles a couple of the kids' hair, talking to the parents, and they eventually all exiting the church. Okay, hello everyone. I'm sorry that we are in the middle of service, but you are not my usual what's the word? Congregation. Can I help you?
We're hoping so, and vice versa.
Certainly. If you don't mind, I'm going to work a little bit while you talk. I'll be right around this area, and she just sort of circles her hands around the basin. She rolls. Don't worry. I have These are ceremonial, and she pulls her like blood of old robes off and hangs them over over a pew. Starts pulling out like a barrel from under the basin. So, my name is Secret Katya. Hello, guys. If it matters, how can I help you?
Right, we were sent here to get some information about some. Didn't you say it was like recruiting or something? I'm gonna look towards Kaushik, but not actually say her name,
Right.
And kind of noticeably go, kind of
Good.
you.
Starts twisting down on this barrel to like tighten it up and like corks it off.
What was the name of the seeker from Sharn?
Seeker Orzos.
Orzos, got it. Seeker Orzos in Sharn pointed us in your direction.
Seeker Orzos.
Yes, he said that you had come to him with word of some sketchy activity, some people that are trying to recruit.
Right, yes. Well, so that would have been, that's some time ago. I can't really remember how long ago that was now. Probably 2 months? When I sent that letter to Seeker Orzos? A month and a half, maybe? I'm not sure. But yeah.
Right, a while, yeah. Have you seen anything else recently, or could you maybe describe the kind of people that you saw? I know
Yes,
it was
of
a while
course.
ago, apologize, yeah.
So I thought it was, so sometimes we get people in from the blood cells, and well, I thought they were with them, but it was very clear, it became apparent very clearly after just a few moments that they were not, because they would started talking in the ceremony, started talking to different people, and there was more than just me here originally, but they started talking to people, and they were with they were with someone in like bone armor, and he had a bone helmet on.
Well,
That is how I know he was not in blood cells.
It sounds like an interesting doctor.
He is bone knight from Karnath.
Right, yes. Do you have any other information on these people, like where they possibly went, or where they're staying, or anything like that?
Well, they settled in with blood cells. It seems like they were just traveling with them at the very least.
As she after she described bone knight and bone armor, Milo's self-consciously patting down all the bandoliers and stuff he's got on the outside of his armor.
Yep. Got that one.
But you haven't seen them again since then, have you?
If not, no.
Right.
I'll say to the link, would you recognize the picture maybe?
Worth a shot.
He was wearing a helmet. Quite probably not.
Maybe the eyes would stand out, or maybe it was an open helmet. I don't know what a helmet looks like.
Sure.
Who has the picture?
I'd figure either myself or Kaushik, so I don't know if she wanted to keep it or if she wanted me to hold on to it.
I do not need it. I know what he looks like.
Sure. Then I pull a rolled up picture out of my pack. I'm like, do you happen to see his face at all? Did he look like this?
I'm not sure who that is. I did not see anyone that looked like that.
They get the side by side of the one that kind of more depicts the armor. The armor look about like that.
Kind of. He did not wear a jacket over it though. It was sort of just the armor itself.
Over the mental link.
So, do we think he was changing his appearance, or that we might be dealing with more than one bone knight?
Entirely possible. Either or.
How common were bone knights in Karnath?
I mean, if you wanted to go they weren't all they weren't one in a million. I mean, they also weren't I would say damn they weren't super duper common, but I mean there were enough that they were pretty known
correct
entities.
Right. consider them a lieutenant of the Karnathi army. They were
Right. Yeah. So they're pretty common.
They're fairly
Yeah,
common,
okay.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Not so uncommon that it would be like everyone would be known by name or whatever.
Tigger Katya just sort of giving you a confused smile.
What?
And you're just sitting here in silence.
We're doing a lot of thinking. All right.
Right.
While we do our thinking, we noticed you had some vandalism on the side of your wall.
Yes.
What's the story with that one?
What do you mean?
Is this a new phenomenon, common, linked to other problems?
There is plenty of it, and I'm sure your friend here in his points of Gandwin, if you are being in Bloodfall, not many people take a liking to our church or beliefs. They have a lot of misconceptions about what we do here.
No chance the vandalisms are linked to what we were previously asking about?
Huh. I don't think so. I mean, I suppose it's always possible, but I mean, I just have Uncle Wick there to paint it right back up. This isn't, I mean, it's not like it happens every day or anything like that, but.
Over the mental link.
Should we disclose that we know the location or some information about last night's vandal, or not worth discussing?
Yeah, I don't know. Sure. I don't think it's going to matter to us much either way.
Swapping over to verbally, just.
Not sure if it's information you care to deal anything with, but we did last night witness the vandal returning home. If you are able to do anything with that, or interested in doing anything with that.
Probably not. It's fine. It is paint. We can paint over it. We do it once, we can do it 100 times.
Very well.
So you're searching out the Emerald Claw, or this man, I suppose, on the paper?
Yes.
One will lead to the other.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, like you said, I think they traveled in with the blood sales, so if you're going to be asking...
She's saying the blood what?
Blood sales.
Blood sales. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something any of us would be familiar with, or at least Kaushik?
Kaushik, give me a history check.
Because she's saying this very just kind of like nonchalant, like this is common knowledge.
0, so 18.
18? Yeah. The blood cells are a group of the principalities within 18 in the northern part of the principalities in Farlman. Within 18, I'll give you a couple of like rumors. It is rumored that they dye their sails with the blood of their enemies.
Pretty intimidating.
That's in the name. Blood sales.
Okay, so these aren't. So they wouldn't have any like association specifically with the blood of Vol.
Not that you guys know of.
Except for the blood part.
So do these blood cell folks, they come through here fairly frequently, or how does it work?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes, I mean, this is where she like kicks the side of the barrel. I'll be sending this up to them, so.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I'll be sending this up to them.
So you give them blood for their sales?
Not for their sales. There are some people that are unfortunate and have lost their divinity along the way, not due to their own choices. We help those that do.
I thought the blood of Vol's divinity came from within.
It does, within the blood.
So what is the blood used for when sent?
Just sort of laughs off the question.
Well, it's a serious question. Whether they like dead, you bring them back to life with blood or something?
Some people are. Clearly, And as you see, there's like a rickety skeleton starts walking into the room. He says, "Thank you, Uncle Victor. Would you start loading this up? We need to take this down to the dock later today." There are a plethora of undead out there that was not made that way out of their own accord. So.
Okay. So the blood is for the undead out there that need it for sustainment, I guess?
Indeed.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. So this blood you give to the blood sale guys, and they give it to their undead they presumably have on their ships, or they transport it for you?
I don't really ask too many questions, but I send it with them, along with them, till they know.
And they pay you money for this, or you just donate it?
No, they are believers.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Okay.
They
Do they
donate
come?
themselves. When they come into town, they take part in our ceremonies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Do you know how often they come through, or is it just sort of random?
I mean, it really depends. Not too much in winter, really. It's really cold. But, so... They are, if your question is, will they be here soon? They'll be here probably tomorrow morning.
It sounds great. I'd love to meet them.
Sure.
Do you know if anybody? I know. It sounds like we that this radicalization kind of fell flat. You know, if anybody seemed taken by the ideas that they were talking about.
Well, like I said, I was not the only one here at one point. I did have a couple of people in here with me, so...
So, a few went along with them?
Yes, they did.
What kind of stuff were they saying that seemed to convince these guys, these other seekers?
We're talking about taking back our crimson, right, and doing... I had other stuff. Give me a second.
Was the recruitment spiel where they told that they get free college after 4 years and?
Well, they talked mostly about that. I'm not sure what that is, but I don't. As far as I know, they offered no scholarships to Morgrave or anything like that. But I didn't really ask for the benefits. Though I mean,
dental.
I mean, I am from Karnath, but I was like really little when I moved away from there. So, my nonna would probably be the person to ask because I moved with her. But, yeah, they were talking about, like, I mean, they said a couple of things about taking back what was ours and reestablishing our crimson divinity and the Vol's wheel over the land, but...
Like, over the group chat, being like,
Hold on, I have an idea.
and then out loud,
These people that went with them, were they from local families or individuals?
Now that I think about it, I guess they were pretty much alone.
No one with friends or family members here in the town?
Not really, no. They kind of kept to themselves a lot.
over the group chat.
Never mind.
And they just left with the blood sales, or
I
with
can't
these
be
individuals specifically?
100% certain. That would be my guess because it was pretty much the day after they visited that I didn't see them again.
Or they just kind of up and disappeared. You didn't see them go.
I did not.
Okay, interesting. I suppose.
I mean, I wasn't really paying attention. I did not think that it would just disappear on me.
That'd be pretty. It's a little unexpected. All right.
Did they leave behind any personal effects?
No, not here. I tried to think of anything. I mean,
How long ago was this?
so I was trying to remember earlier. About a month and a half, I suppose, maybe 2 months.
Any
their homes are probably being used by someone else by this point, right?
What was that? I'm sorry.
So their homes are probably being used by someone else at this point, right?
I suppose so.
Okay.
Do you know of anybody who was not of the church already who went off with them? Or disappeared at least around that same time?
No one that I really know of. Not that I stay to myself a lot. Me and my nonna do, so I don't really have a good relationship with the town all that much. I mean, people, sort of like points outside towards where the painting would be. People are cruel sometimes, so I tend to stick to myself. You're ignorant, no better.
Right. Interesting. And these blood cells should be here tomorrow. Also,
If they're not here already, I'm not sure. I mean, they come like I expect them here, so they could be here.
I'm just gonna give a look at Milo without saying anything over the mental connection of your motherfucking boats with some red sails out there.
Check in with the UAV.
UAV.
Overhead.
AVO.
Your UAV is target locked by a missile and taken out of the air. No.
Oh shit!
Fuck.
You give me a perception check.
It was 2 18s plus 4, so 22.
You don't see anything in dock right now.
Sick.
Nothing at dock and nothing like out to sea.
Nothing close to sea. Like I said, there's a fog that leads out to sea with amongst the ice floats, so it can't see too incredibly far out there. Nothing within like a mile of you.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was asking. Just mentally.
Nothing out there right now.
All right.
Although specific instructions to the Kestrel to make efforts to let me know if it sees specifically that.
Okay.
Add that to the list of triggering notifications.
Well, I don't know what your guys' plans are or anything like that, but if you plan on going to the blood sales or to Farlon and specifically Port Cairn, then you probably want an invite first.
Oh yeah, why is that?
Because they're pirates.
That's okay.
Noted.
Okay.
Out of character. We've done some creative ship acquisitions ourselves.
Game recognizes game. Fair enough. All right. Well, yeah. Anyway, well, but very, very good to get some details. The other seeker wasn't quite sure of everything that is going on.
I didn't even want to worry him with it, really. So I just kind of let him know that things were going on around here. Didn't even get the chance because I wrote them as soon as it kind of happened that day, and I just sent out that letter to Sharn. So, yeah. Did he send you out here looking for these people? Is that something the Seeker orders us once?
Yeah, the Emerald Claw, those are some bad guys. We're just doing some good deeds. That's all.
Okay.
Making sure they're not leading folks astray.
I mean, clearly they are.
Be a terrible thing for a church to do.
So,
Anywho.
Emerald Claw is not a church.
Wait, say nothing.
That's not what they are. They are extremists, just like I call them. They talk about like doing all sorts of weird things. They take everything to, as the name would imply, the extreme. So
have a chat with these blood cells then.
Nah.
Or something. I don't know.
Sure. Would you want to help me take my barrel down there? I am not very
Yep.
strong. So,
Sure, we can help you take your barrel. Do you have a lead for that thing?
wonderful. Yes, it's already on. That's what I was doing. I put the lid and the stopper on. Should be all set.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get it to them for you. No big deal.
Once they show up, I guess.
Right.
Unless you
We
just
can start
leave it
walking down right now. I need to get my coat anyways. So,
There were no boats outside, right?
there are 2 in dock, but they're not with red sail.
None of them. You just like leave it down there even before they're here.
No, I walk down with it and wait.
You're going to wait for a whole
Holy
day?
shit!
I don't know. I said I didn't know when they were gonna be here.
What if they don't show up today? You're just gonna haul it all the way back up here?
I thought you might help me.
Why not just wait till you see them on the? You have like a really good view of the ocean from up here.
It's really foggy. Plus,
Is it?
all right. So listen, I tried to roll one of these down by myself one time. Uncle Victor is not very strong, so I have to do this myself, and I have to sit the barrel on its side, and I have to roll it down, and it takes a long time. So, yes, I do it early.
And then you roll it all the way back up if they don't show up.
No, I sit there and I wait because it is very heavy and I'm very
Stay
tired
all
at the
night?
bottom. Not always, no.
Seems very inefficient.
Probably.
Well, for the time being at least, we could give you quite the heads up that they are on the way into port.
Wonderful. It's probably going to take us a little bit of time to get down there anyways. So, we could probably hang out like at the Yawning Yeti if you haven't met River yet. I love River. That's what they typically do. I just go in there and drink some hot milk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What about we just wait till we know they're here, and then we'll help you roll your barrel down.
Okay.
Fantastic.
I can just fly your barrel down there. We can be split, no big deal anyway, so it's fine.
But I mean, I need to be down there, so, or at least follow it down there. They know
Okay.
my face. If wait, how are you going to fly down there?
Don't ask questions.
I can ask questions if I want to. Thank you.
No, I can shapeshift into different creatures and elementals and shit. Just carry it down there or fly it down there. It doesn't matter either or.
That's so cool.
It's helpful anyway.
Incredibly useful, yes.
Right.
Could I fly with it?
So you saying you want to? I mean, sure. I've flown these people around plenty of times.
That's so cool.
Oh Lord.
Yes, tell me when we are ready to fly. We'll push it outside whenever they're here. I'm ready to fly. I've never flown before. It's amazing.
How big is this barrel?
It's not like a full size like keg, not like 55 gallons or anything like that, but it's sizable for what it's filled with.
Would it be easy enough to
Ew.
carry in Quetzal hands?
Yeah.
Quetzal little back clumps? Okay.
Yeah.
Grab it. Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll let you know as soon as they're here.
If you see a weird creature with a really long beak and like a 20-foot wingspan pecking on your door, don't freak out.
Okay.
Lady. All right, yeah, well,
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
see you later.
Sounds good. Let me know if I can do anything else.
Sure.
If we have more questions, we'll come back and ask you.
Absolutely. I'm happy to help you. I'm happy to answer them as well. It's good to have no faces around here. And she beckons her hand, and especially worshippers.
Right. Just kind of give
Like-
a little look to the side over at Kaushik, like, is this got anything to say? Okay.
In the group chat, I'm just kind of let our team know, like, I'm trying to keep a low profile so they don't really know that I'm
I don't know how I did a mental version of this, but
Connected. Sorry, I forgot the word connected.
Dandelion just goes, okay, sign.
okay, sign.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
You guys
Thumbs
do
up
a
emoji.
lot of
Thumbs
thinking.
up.
You all
Like
see
a
the
lot of
emoji
group
pop up in your head.
thinking.
We're very thoughtful individuals. You should
Yeah.
know.
You do it
Right?
together
Lots of-
a lot, and it makes for a lot of like awkward silences. Just so
Entertain
you know.
yourself.
Should probably. Well, I mean, it's not just about me, right? If you're doing about town, I'm used to weird people, but if you just like doing that, that's weird. Like, you should probably have at least one of you not thinking at the same time, so one of you should like talk to the person.
That's
Well,
Dandelion.
We'll work on that.
Hey, we'll take it into consideration.
Okay. I will look
I
out.
mean, just. All right, yeah, let's go then.
Okay.
Out the door.
You guys walk out into the snowy landscape. Where are you guys heading to?
Fuck's sake, I don't know. That's a good
Okay.
question.
You guys just
The
gonna
We
left?
need to go
Yeah.
right. We need to go right back to the Yeti and ask Crowley's fucking connections. What about these blood sales? Give us all the information you fucking got.
Tell me everything you know.
Imagine,
Give me all
imagine we want to still ask around the town at least a little bit, see if anybody else knows any like weird details.
Okay.
Well,
I know one house we could start with.
dude, I don't. What the fuck?
The hater.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna know anything like specifically.
Okay. You guys then head back to the rest of the town and get ready to seek some further information. That's where we'll go ahead and call it for the night.
Hey.
All right. So thank you guys for joining me.
Crush
Thank you
this
guys for playing with me. Have a great time as always. For those joining us and for those new, we are Hard Knock Dice. We stream every Monday and Saturday. Mondays we do Ghost of Saltmarsh, DM'd by our homie Gandalin right over here. Here or here, one of these directions.
I'm around here
Gandalin
somewhere.
/ Ian / oh, I was right the first time that way. Slash
My
at
background
Feared
is
UAA.
green.
The green background, exactly.
Yep, that's
Um,
me.
So Mondays we do that at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then on Saturdays we do this across Eberron, where we do all sorts of fun things. So we're gonna go ahead and get this raid here ready. And just a quick reminder about our charity. We're raising money for International Medical Corps. Go and check those guys out. Open your hearts and wallets to a really great cause. And if you haven't, of course, drop a follow, a like, a subscribe. That really helps us, helps the algorithm like push us to other people that like D&D and TTRPG stuff, which we're gonna raid Dice Legends, who also love TTRPGs and stuff. And yeah, so until next time, much love, guys. Bye.